Holy track, Nemesis is back. Welcome to the Chain Dogs podcast, everyone. I'm not going to say what Emma told me to say for the intro. We'll leave
what
that.
A cop out.
We'll leave that. I've just lost a pound, basically, by not saying something.
You'll regret that
Chain
one day.
Dogs podcast. We are live
You'll need
here
that
on
pound.
YouTube everywhere. Yeah, when I'm trying to get a trolley from Tesco, and I'm like, shit, I should have done it.
Emma would have given me that pound.
Maybe later. So welcome to the Chain Dogs podcast here on YouTube. We are live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. No Sean today. He's having a bit of a chill out. So it's been a crazy time for the last week and a half. It's been mental. But yeah, hello everyone. Welcome to the show. We've got a lot of cool news to talk about, as well as we're going to recap our Leesburg trip as well. A little bit. We're going to leave some bits out so Sean can contribute when he's next on. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well. We've got so many people in the chat. It's great to see everyone. And yeah, guys, how have you been after our little break? All good?
I've been so
amazing.
sad. How dare you all go on holiday and
Sorry,
make
Emma.
me miss my favourite podcasting time? It's out of order.
It is disgraceful.
I mean, you could have just done it by just gone live
Yeah, you could
by yourself.
just go live.
Just me slagging you all off for going away.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em.
Fuck
A lot of
them,
them.
Scrolling through Twitter, like, look at these fuckers having fun.
Yeah, we've.
But that kind of be
a
like
lot of people.
Gogglebox. Like,
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'd
Which
get
is-
photos and videos through off you all, and I'd be like, look
Yeah.
at the state of this.
Yeah, just do a split screen of Emma watching the vlogs from all the channels. Just like, nah, wait, mate, what the fuck are you doing?
I'd have
Why
just been sat there like,
That'd be so.
you're
so
supposed to
much
ride
fun.
this first.
Yeah. Oh God, why are you doing a dark side for in the coaster event? Like, come on.
I'd have done it. I'd have
Yeah.
done it.
You should still do it. It could be quite funny. What do you reckon, chat? Should you do it? I think she should do it. We've got a lot of people here. I'm just going to throw up some people. We've got Carl. We've got you. We got Gemma. We've got that ginger one, not Carl. We've got Half Northern. We've got Neil. Hi, Neil. How you doing? We've got Ads, Ace. Oh, we've got so many people. It's cool to see you all. Right. First topic. Should we talk about Nemesis? Should we get Nemi out
The
the
nemesis in the room.
Yeah.
Address the nemesis in the room.
address in Nemesis? In that room? Look at that. Cool.
I'm
Cool
still trying to
marketing.
work out where the hell that is.
I
I
think
don't know if it's on Bark or
that is in a
if it's-
dodgy warehouse in Stoke-on-Trent somewhere that used to have a lot
I
of
don't
pottery
think
in
they'd
it.
have risked
Dodgy
having that on
warehouse.
park.
Dodgy
They would
warehouse.
have risked doing that on park at all, because you know what enthusiasts are
No.
like. They're like nosy bastards. Somebody would
No
go and do it.
way.
to be
Yeah,
fair, I did
so-
say it kind of looks like they had it in just like a car detailing place.
Yeah, it
In,
did.
like one of their
Yeah.
spray
that
rooms.
is the spray booth.
They
that is
just
legit the
went to
spray
they went to a car painting place.
Yeah,
Got the track sprayed.
but it looks cool. What do you guys think in the chat about this this track? Like, it's going to be interesting to see what you guys are saying. I think it looks awesome. Like the
It
detail.
looks
of it.
sick. It looks
That
so
second
cool.
image I much prefer. The first one, it's very, very saturated and it
Yeah.
looks
Yeah.
a bit too cartoony.
Mhm.
But the second image where it's less saturated, it looks a lot nicer.
So this one that I'm showing now,
Yeah.
you prefer that one? Yeah.
It looks a lot
It also
nicer.
looks more 3D as well.
I also love the effect that they put in the video of the
The
veins
growing.
like growing.
Yeah,
That
cool.
was fucking sick.
Yeah, I wish we could.
That
play
whole
this video. I
video
didn't have
was
time to
so-
download it. It was so,
so
well
good.
done. It's yeah. So a few people saying stuff in the chat like it's deliciously 90s from Ads. I agree. It fits the old logo right as well. Like it
Mhm.
fits the old branding of the ride and brings the monster, the beast back. And that's what I think we've all been hoping for. But just like the whole campaign of this, you know, like the fact they've got Phalanx staff outside guarding the track and stuff. It's just
Phalanx logos on the trucks.
yeah, on
as
the
well.
trucks. They've blacked out the trucks. They've put red LEDs on the trucks. They've got, you know, they've gone to a lot of work for this. They've done a lot of money has gone into this. Crazy. I can't even imagine what the budget is for marketing for Nemesis. It must be insane. It's just really well.
I just
It's really
love
well
that
put
they've
together.
really gone the extra mile with it. They could have easily turned around and been like, yeah, we're going to retrack it and blah, blah, and just keep it the same. But the fact that they have just gone massive with it, it's completely changed, like the track and everything. Like, and I imagine the station is going to be completely fucking different as well. The area is going to be completely different.
Yeah.
And I just think it's so refreshing. It's like we're getting a brand new coaster.
Yeah, it does feel like that.
And it's like, but we're keeping the coaster that we all love, So, they could have just, at the end of the day, scrapped a lot of it if they fucking.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I kept pretty quiet, I think, when the video and the photos like landed online yesterday. I'm gonna wait until I'm wanting to wait until it's like it's all installed and all in the situation and we see it like in the area. I like it. I'm not 100% sold on it yet.
Oh, go home, Mikhail.
I think it's one of them. If people aren't sold on it as soon as it goes vertical and you see it in the area, I think it will.
I feel like it's going to be one of those that grows on me massively.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's not that I've taken one look at it and thinking, what the fuck have they done there? Like it's like any piece of for one thing, like it's completely different to how we've known Nemesis to be for the past 29 years. And for another thing, it's like any piece of art that is really striking and has a lot of character. You're either gonna you're gonna have your people that love it, that absolutely love it on first glance, and then it's like your others that are like, ooh, I'm not sure if that specifically fit the image that or matched the image I had in my brain. But I think just for like I really like the effort that's gone into giving it the amount of just character and distinctiveness that it has. And I fully agree with the whole just like 90s sort of energy that it has. Like I really do like the idea. I just think the execution I'm just gonna have to warm up to a little bit, and I feel like I will. It's one of those that I feel like is gonna, like I said, I feel like it's really gonna grow on me. I think, and once it's all installed and everything, I think I'll really warm up to it. I think.
Just while it's just popped up in the chat, Rollerbars was saying that he wishes they'd retheme Galactica to bring it into the story. Wouldn't it be dead cool if they had if they did retheme Galactica and it was like Escape from the Phalanx, something, if they brought it in that way, not necessarily Escape from that, but how, because Galactica's going to stick out like a fucking sore thumb.
It already does. Already for the wrong reasons, yeah.
But even worse, would it be really nice if in the next few years, let Nemesis have its time and then retheme that to fit in with the whole Phalanx Nemesis story?
Yeah. It would be cool.
It'd be stupid if they didn't.
Yeah, it would. It'd be stupid if they did change Forbidden Valley into just that as well. Like it's all the rides are there. I mean, they've changed I don't know if it's the full logo for the new Blade logo they've done, but they've painted that black. And they've put signage up saying Phalanx everywhere and stuff, investigation underway. And it seems like the mood of Forbidden Valley is changing with Nemesis, and I think that's the best way they can do it. And if
it's getting darker.
Yeah. It's like when they put Smiler into X Sector, it just completely changed it. So I just hope that that's where it goes with it. And if they stick with it and they stick with the marketing that they've got and don't get, disheartened by some people's comments, because people have said that they don't like it at all. Like, just keep running.
Not everyone's gonna like it.
Not everyone's gonna like it. But
it's also important it's also important to acknowledge that I don't think, I mean, just from my estimation, I don't think they finished putting everything on the track that they're going to as well on the track and supports, because there was one or two pieces of track in that video alone that had absolutely nothing on it apart from black paint. So like whether or not the the painted on veins are going to be on the entire layout or if they're going to be on just certain pieces, I don't know. But like we obviously haven't seen I don't think everything that's going to be included in terms of
No.
the visual effects, both on the track and supports and like around the area as well. So with everything all together, I think we've not seen everything that it's going to be yet.
That-
Not
No,
even-
I
not
think we're
even
in for a
close.
lot of surprises.
Not even
I
close.
think towers have been. Sorry, Emma, go on.
I'm just saying, I think we're in for a lot of surprises. Like, you know, look at that track. Who would have suspected that they'd do that to the track? You know, people had their inklings that it was going to be black. Like, we're all like, yeah, okay, but nobody expected it to have bloody painted on it and shit, did they? So
yeah.
I think we're in for a lot of massive surprises. Like, they've got a lot under the hat when it comes to. I don't think just Nemesis. I do think the whole area. Because obviously with Subterra and things like that.
Yeah.
Observation
genuinely
platform,
think-
which is just opened today.
Yeah.
So that's a big
I do think
thing.
Forbidden Valley's in for like a massive overhaul in general.
Mm.
And like go back to what I said, like if they don't do
Which, to be
fucking
fair, it
something
kind
with
of
Galactica,
needs.
Yeah.
Oh, it does. So
Yeah.
if they don't do
Well-
something clever with Galactica, I'll just skip it. You know, who cares? But like, you know,
Less walking.
they're missing a trick if they just leave Galactica, because
Yeah.
that could be one of the most incredible areres, like in the park. You know what I mean?
I
Definitely.
think that towers have been very smart because they knew the track was turning up, so they've turned it. They've used it against everyone. Like you know, if you want to try and get pictures of our track without anybody knowing about it, we're just gonna do it. Fuck it, like we're gonna do it.
Yeah,
and
we'll show you,
there it
yeah.
is. There's the track. Right, no secrets anymore.
Well, yeah, they just turned it
Yeah.
into part of the
Arrived.
marketing rollout.
Yeah,
you know?
which is clever. It's very clever. And
Yeah, they're
and then
keeping control of everything that's happening in a clever
which is
way.
good.
You know, they'll show you what they want you to
which
see.
is like which is
obviously.
good, right? So would you rather see leaked photos or that? I would rather see that.
I would rather, yeah, I'd rather see
yeah.
that. I'm not gonna lie.
Like-
Like,
I mean,
that video
just-
is incredible. Like
Just
from a
look
marketing
back
point
when
of view.
Retro Squad first happened,
Oh god, yeah.
and all of the leaks that happened of people saying, "Oh, it's going to be named this," and it's all shit. And then when they actually did the promo for it, it was
Yeah, it was
actually
great.
decent.
Actually turned
So-
everyone's view around. Oh, I actually,
Yeah, it was like,
wanna
oh,
go right
okay,
now.
that's
I
not
like
too bad.
Transformers. I'm down
And
with
then
Transformers.
So yeah, it's like it's gone the correct way this time, and they have been ahead of the game. Like they knew what date that they were having track brought over to the site, so
Yeah,
they were like,
exactly.
okay,
Yeah,
it's
of course
going
they did.
out. It's going out afternoon before the track even leaves where it's coming from,
Yeah.
Mhm.
so people have seen it, and it's
Yeah,
not
and
just
they wanted to see it traveling. Like they wouldn't have put it in a big fuck off phalanx lorry.
Yeah, they
didn't
wouldn't
want-
have- yeah.
they
Yeah.
wanted.
Yeah,
They
legit.
wanted
and then they
people to
wouldn't
know
have
it was on its
surrounded
way.
it by phalanx operatives as well.
Yeah,
once
they
it
know
got
exactly
there.
what they're doing. They've,
Can you imagine living in?
storyline behind
Can
the
you imagine
whole
living
thing.
in Alton
I
or
was
Cheadle
literally just thinking
and
that.
fucking just looking out your window and just seeing a massive phalanx lorry just
Walk out-
rolling down your street? I'm like,
Walk out.
Mate, I've been
aggressive
chasing
sausage
it down the
roll,
road.
and you just see it just go past.
I'd be like,
what the
wait,
fuck?
I
It's like
wanna
War of the
see."
Worlds going on. What's going on? Like
there has to be one enthusiast out there that lives in one of those small towns that saw it like just roll past their
Yeah.
their main high street or whatever, and just like they must have
Yeah,
got that.
so
They must have got that
that
on
photo.
video. Or
There
some
was that photo popped
I
up,
have.
didn't it, not long
There was a
after,
video
so-
from it going through Cheadle.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's all.
I'd
Great.
just shit my pants if I looked out my window and I saw that. I'd be on the phone. I'd be on the phone to everyone. I'd be like, "Oh my god!"
Can you imagine it, can't you? Nosy neighbour just fucking curtains opening on all the roads as we go past. Like, what's going on? People stepping outside watching it go past.
Imagine it's like clap for the NHS. Everyone just starts clapping on the street.
Nemesis tracks arrived. Nemesis tracks.
Just beaming at the phalanx, like hissing at them as they go past.
Release Nemesis. That's funny. Well, yeah, no, it's cool. I look forward to it, but yeah, they need to do something with Galactica because it's gonna, like you say, it's just gonna look so. It's like Alton Manor changed Gloomy Wood completely. So hopefully Nemesis is gonna change for a bit of a valley that way as well. I dig it.
Yeah, they got to do something with it, man. It's just, I mean, just even if you just paint it black, man, it's bright
Yeah.
fucking blue. It's bright blue. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not.
It
It's not a
always- it
nice
always
blue
made no
anymore.
sense.
Yeah, Nikki says local residents are fuming. There's a lot of cool things. Yeah, that's a great point as well. It's a great deflection from Project Horizon too. Like, if this is for this, like for a new coaster, like,
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's a good point about
Oh, 1 minute, Mikhail. I
But
need
the-
to get my. I need to get my pound. It's hard and veiny. There you go. You're on me a quiz.
No, I am avoiding the pound because you had the time to say it at the right time.
You had your chance
And
Only
you
hard and
chickened out.
veiny.
and you bottled it.
I did. You know,
You
you can't.
chickened out.
Yeah, first 10 seconds of a video is really important. Yeah, it's totally in favor of Galactica. Oh, Parksville, hello. Definitely think it's going to take some getting used to. When it all comes
Speaking of a
together, it'll make
cop-out.
sure.
I'm joking.
I didn't say that. That was the
Not
title.
here, we can do what we want.
No.
I
he
like
knows.
that
He
comment.
knows I'm joking.
Goth Blade. Yes, that would be cool. Yeah.
No. Yeah. No. It was a good point about whether you like to see like leaked photos and videos and stuff, or see parks go above and beyond with their marketing and stuff. Like in this case, and get ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
In this case, the reality is like not every park has the level of creative individuals
No,
to be
you're
able
right.
to be able to pull it off. That's just the reality of it. Like
Yeah.
not every park has these like experientially minded people on multifaceted, like on levels, like from the guest experience when you're in the park to how you receive information like online and stuff. A lot of parks, their higher ups, all they like, it's the brutal honesty. Like all they care about is the bottom line. All they care about is profit. All they care about is cost cutting. Like they don't have these kind of individuals to be able to pull these kind of things off, and they don't. And a lot of them don't have the foresight to be able to reach out to, you know, other people who offer services that can help with these kind of, you know,
It costs a lot of money,
marketing
Mikhail.
rollouts.
Costs a lot of money. That's what
It
I was
does,
saying.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know, what they've done with the trucks, that must have been really expensive. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you just don't know someone who's got 2 black trucks that you can throw track on the back. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not one of them things. But yeah, it's great to see. It's just really nice. What's going on in the house?
Yeah, I'll be back in a moment.
No problem.
Scotch actually muted the mic.
Yes. What's going on there? Yeah, we'll try and just stick on this before Emma comes back, because we've got some more UK news to talk about. But actually, should we talk about Big Bear Mountain? Let's go there. Why not?
Opening.
Sure, let's stick with this before Emma comes back. No.
Let's move. I can see.
Yeah, no. I literally just saw this morning. Big Bear Mountain, the new Vekoma family coaster opening up at Dollywood. Is going to be opening May 12th.
It's gonna come out of nowhere. That's
I remember like
wasn't-
IAPA, like just seeing it being, you know, announced like it was going to be a thing, and then I saw a construction tour, and now boom, it's opening.
Yeah, like I have been seeing like construction and testing in like recent weeks of it, and by the way, like the pace that it's testing at, like I don't know if you've seen like testing videos, like yo, it's moving.
Good.
It's fucking
looks
moving.
Really. So I really like the layout. Like we discussed the layout originally. It was like, oh, it's lacking theme and blah blah blah. But the layout looked really fun. Like when we were first discussing it, I'd come back from riding like Slinky Dog Dash in Florida, and that's like a really good family coaster to me. So and in areas it does pick up pace, but this thing looks like the next.
It's got
from
some pace
great.
behind it. Like it looks like, for anyone who's been at Dollywood, like it looks like a solid step up from Fire Chaser Express, which for those of you who haven't been to Dollywood but have recently been to Park Asterix, Fire Chaser Express is like is it Pegasus Express or Pegasi Express?
Pegasus or Pegasus,
something like that one at Park Asterix. It's the same. Yeah, it's the same model as Fire Chaser Express as that. I assume around about the same kind of like speed and intensity. Big Bear Mountain looks like a step up from that in terms of ride experience and how, like, if it's going to operate like that, like the testing videos that we've seen has shown, then it's definitely a solid step up. Definitely more along the family thrill.
I was going to say, do you think it looks more thrilling than they
of-
anticipated with it, or do you think it's like?
I'm not sure if it's more. I'm not sure if I think it's more thrilling than I think they expected. I think they would have seen it coming. I just don't think we expected it to pace like that.
Right. Yeah. Fair,
I kind of feel like Dollywood is so calculated. The Dollywood company is so calculated in their attraction execution that I think they will have seen. Like I think they'll know full well. It's not like a Six Flags RMC situation where, you know, people hop on it and it's like, wait, that's way faster than I thought it would be.
Yeah. Sure.
And also, like, it's still within. It is faster than we expected. But it's still within that range that it's going to be great for kids and great with families. It's not like it's, you know, it's not like it's to the point where you look at it and it's like that, like the wear and tear on that train is going to have it, you know, up and down in terms of reliability within a year. Like, it's not like that outlandish, but yeah, I think it's going to be. I think it's gonna fill a good hole in between the family coasters that Dollywood already has, and then the likes of, you know, the more thrilling, like, inverting roller coasters they have, Wild Eagle, Tennessee Tornado, etc. Not even, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, Coaster Giant says, "Is it me or has this coaster just happened really fast?" It really has.
I heard it announced, and I was like, "Oh, that was a couple years away."
Yeah.
And I saw testing yesterday, and I was just like, "What?"
Hang on. What?
And then it's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, and it's open."
Like overnight.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
First
I
week,
saw what was Vlogger Dollywood the other day, and they were like, it was testing. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Yeah.
last week you announced it. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, right.
And
So
also-
the only thing
I
I'll
think
say
Sean is
that
high
Oh.
on like cough syrup or something.
Oh, okay.
It's getting Larry because he's in the chat. Everyone ignore him like a child. He's not here and he'll stop. Okay? You just ignore them and they'll stop. Don't give him what he wants. Okay?
Claire says it looks so much faster than I expected. I think that is genuinely
Yeah.
everyone's opinion at the moment. It looks really cool.
Has he deleted that comment? I can't see it.
No, it's still there.
No,
Anyway,
that's just the real me. Disgusting.
That's the real me.
That was quite funny. Shut the hell up! I'm making a bloody podcast.
Oh no.
This is what you're depriving the listeners of, Sean. We could have had this live and direct. Like, what the only thing I will say with regards to the testing footage is that, like, I was just holding out hope that they were gonna like either theme up the ride area a bit more or like put in more landscaping. Obviously not seen the whole area, but it still just looked kind of bare in a lot of places in that testing footage. So I don't know what kind of I don't know.
That's enough, right? That's all you need.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they have plans to plant a lot more trees just in the park in general, because obviously, like, they took down a lot of trees around Lightning Rod as well when that got retracked. Rightly so, because but I hope that they do have plans to just dense up the foliage and forestation in those two areas.
Yeah,
these comments are throwing me off, man.
Don't look at them.
I'm trying to explain some shit, and you just
Ignore the children.
Don't look at them. Don't look at them.
The podcast is jokey jokes, but
yeah. But do you think, because this is obviously a part of the wider area that they're building there? Do you think that that might come in time, where they might add theming elements to that ride with the area?
Maybe.
You hope so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I think
They got to, surely.
I think area development will happen there. For sure.
It's like the area behind Wildwood Grove, like, I mean, anyone can correct me on this if I'm wrong, but like Wildwood Grove was supposed to be like phase 1 of a 2 or 3 part expansion for that side of the park.
Did hear that somewhere.
And what like Wildwood Grove itself it's a big area. Despite the fact that it's primarily for like younger kids, that area, it takes up a lot of space. And then the area behind that, which basically is everywhere inside of where the Dollywood Express goes, that portion of the land was even bigger than Wildwood Grove. So I don't know how much space that Big Bear Mountain is taking up of that area. Maybe there's like, well, I mean, you know, there's information out there on Dollywood's 10-year plan. They're investing a shit ton of money into like all their parks and resorts and stuff. So like I wonder if there is more to come in the near future. But we'll see.
Because I mean, if they expand, the sight lines will change of the ride as well, won't they? Which will give an extra feeling as well when you're on the ride, which could add to the theming of the ride. But I do dig the little waterfall on the rock they have. I think it looks pretty cool. What they've got. It's not a bad little bit of theming. So if the rest of it's going to be like that, then
we'll see. Though Dollywood usually know what know fully well what they're doing when it comes to these things. So see what comes of it in the near future. But yeah, the ride looks great. Like, I'd really like to get on that at some point in the near future.
Just going off the subject, I would like to point out that I found this cider today in Aldi, and it's absolutely incredible. Pink lemonade cider.
Not sponsored.
Ooh.
We'll check it out. Oh,
that sounds very nice.
Pink lemonade cider.
It's bloody lovely.
Sounds like
I
a bit
could
of me, that.
drink 10 cans without realising.
Turns
It's
out it's
bloody
non-alcoholic.
nuts.
Imagine if it was
How strong is
non-alcoholic.
Just checking. Oh no, it's 4%.
Oh, there you
fair
go.
enough.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Pink lemonade, premium Swedish.
It's
Keep on
session
being,
cider.
You know, cider.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Cool.
I'm
Right.
down for that.
Shall we?
Wait, it's Swedish.
Mhm.
That means it
Oh,
wouldn't have
what?
been allowed to be sold in supermarkets.
Yes,
in
it's
Sweden.
3.5 in Sweden. You're allowed to buy. You can't buy. more than
Ew.
3.5.
Yeah, Sweden's
That's
weird.
what government-
Supermarkets,
you have to
supermarkets
go-
up to
yeah, go on.
3.5. Anything over 3.5% is a government
You have to go
controlled.
to government
store.
control.
Sweden is
that you have
off
to
my
go to.
list.
So you can have a good session in Sweden. Trust me, it happened.
Yeah, just go
It's-
to like
Yeah,
bars
just go to
and
Liseberg.
Oh, the beer's nice at Liseberg, man. It's good. We'll get onto that. Let's jump back home, back across the pond, and let's talk about megaphobia, shall we? Look at
yeah.
this.
Megaphobia.
Oh yeah, retracting.
I am
going
so
on.
fucking excited by this retract. Like they could just retract it, but no, they've got all.
Yeah, I
fucking
can't
crazy
even
with it.
lie.
I'm
I'm quite gutted I'm over here because like having ridden Megaphobia in
Is that
2021,
a person
like-
at the top?
it's my
No, it's a bucket, mate.
It looks kind of like a
all.
person. And I was about to say he's very small.
Thing for me with
I was gonna say, it
Megaphobia
fucking
is,
might be.
like, I've said this before on here, that I have only ridden Megaphobia a couple of times. I've been to Oakwood once, and Megaphobia was top of my bucket list in terms of UK coasters, and I was severely disappointed by it. It was just the time I went, it weren't running well. Other people said the same that have ridden it a million times. It weren't running well, and like I literally nearly cried when I came off it. Now to see it, like, even just getting a normal retrack, I was excited because I was like, this is its redemption for me. Like, I can go back and I can give it another go. But now to see it bloody, double ups, double downs, crazy
Yeah,
profiling,
that's
like,
what's
it's
got
going to
me as
turn
well.
it into, like, it's taking it from, like, where's me on the other side? It's taking it from, like, this way, here to, like, up here now in terms of, like, it's like a brand new ride. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's really cool. And
Is it a new cred?
Ooh, in the comments.
It's not a full retrack, is it?
Yeah.
Well, it's not. Well, no, it's not.
No, I was reading. Sorry, I was speaking out loud. Then I was reading a comment. I was like, yeah. No, it's not.
Start anarchy in the comments. Is it a new cred or not?
Yeah,
the reprofiling drops. Like it's a different layout.
And the layout has changed.
Yeah.
I'm with Sean though.
changed the
Like, there's a
layout.
whole camping situation going on. And I'm not the biggest fan of camping. I'm going to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Also, what date is it, ads? Because I'm already away. The beginning of August, and I'd be sad if I missed it.
Trip planning live. Yeah. Oh wow. My mum lives 10 miles away from Oakwood. I'm about to come on much more day.
4th till the 6th of August.
fuck, I'm already away.
Ow. That's
I will go
tempting.
though. Like I am
It's
tempted.
like-
It's a mooch, isn't it? But
It's like traveling to Florida. Like it's it's a long fucking way.
It took us like a day to get there, and I loved Oakwood in general. It's a lovely park.
Yeah,
and it
it's
was
nice.
great with the kids. It's beautiful, and it just like I always wanted to go back and give Megaphobia another go anyway. But this just makes me like want to go now. Like I want as soon as it's done, I want to go.
I really
The
enjoy
good thing
it.
is,
Claire goes, there must be somewhere with plumbing that we can take over.
I can have a stopover in Cardiff because I can go stay with my friend.
Oh, yeah, because you
I'll go
used
to
to got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
it's-
Megaphobia was already my favorite wooden coaster in the UK, and to like the fact that it was getting the Gravity Group like pre-cut retracking just in general
Yeah.
was enough for me to be like, oh shit, it's gonna be 10 times better.
Yeah. It was
Um,
pretty rough. It wasn't the roughest thing I've ever ridden, but it was
It
pretty
wasn't even
rough.
rough. It was just
Mm.
slow as balls, man. Like I thought we
I
weren't
didn't
going to get
have
around
that.
the layout.
Yeah, I didn't
Like it was just
flew
it
when
was
I
just
rode
the
it.
time that I went because there's people that live near Oakwood that went and rode it after I said that, and they were like, "No, you're right. There's something wrong with it.
Mm.
Like it's not." Because people
Wow.
that went after me said it was incredible. But I am just mega excited. Like you know that I love me a bit of Nash. Nash is like up there in the UK coasters. Is this going to be better than Nash?
Love you
Yes,
a bit of wood, don't
already is. Even with half
Ooh.
a track
Bit of
missing, it
wood.
already is. It's so much better than Nash.
you? Oh,
It
It's-
is.
No.
It's a good
It'd
layout.
take a lot to beat Nash for me. Are they getting new trains for it? No, I don't
No.
think they are they?
No, they're using the old trains still.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
are
That is
heavy
still
fucking
PTCs.
trains.
They hinted at maybe repainting them though.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, pay up the station, pay up the trains, paint the gates. Like just make it look more presentable. You know what? It's great. It's a big investment, isn't it? Which means Oakwood's not going anywhere.
For
Because
somewhere like Oakwood, that you always, it's also one of them parks that you worry about a little bit, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
you
but we
think,
shouldn't.
like, shit,
But
how are they
it's
making
what
money?
you do.
But
Yeah,
they obviously are because this
Yeah.
is going to cost them a lot of money. And
their
good on
events
them
make a lot
for
of
doing
money,
something.
don't they? Their
Yeah.
events make a lot of money for them.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would rather them do this than put a new coaster in because this is their park's like number one attraction, Megaphobia. So everyone goes, well, speed's
You
great.
mean it's
but
not Creepy Crawler? Oh.
No, I mean, got an argument there, but I think that they're doing this. It's like they might be like on a rebranding sort of, a new team inside there. That's like, we got to look after our rights. Like, let's get this done and let's get people back in. Let's get the excitement. Let's use Megaphobia as being this iconic wooden roller coaster. Let's get people back now. Like, come on, come and ride it again. And I think that that's really going to work for them. And then they can invest in something new because they do need something new. This is great, but they do need something new.
They've got a whole lot of space to do something
They've
exciting.
got so much space, like so much space.
Yeah, like I said, I loved Oakwood. It was like a quirky little park. On a summer's day, like we got great weather. It was just a lovely place to spend your time. Do you know what I mean? Like there's not a million attractions, but there's enough through the day, especially having the kids and stuff. It was a Speed No Limits is a fucking wicked Eurofighter.
It's brilliant.
It's so good.
I was shocked. I was like, what? How was that
airtime
good?
hill is
It's all right.
incredible.
It's a triangle. The airtime hill.
It was good up until that airtime hill, and then kind of died for me.
Oh.
Like it didn't really do much after that. But that airtime hill is good though. Like it is good.
That drop's great. I mean, the views, the views you get on Speed as well, they're stunning. Of Welsh countryside, it looks so nice.
Any excuse to ride drenched again as well.
Yeah, that's
It wasn't open when we went, and
Was
I think
it
I was a
not?
bit glad.
Oh,
It looked
Oblivion
frightening.
in a log flume, mate.
It is a fucking meme.
I'd
of
looked
what?
at it, obviously I'd seen pictures and
It's
videos,
so
but when I
stupid.
stood next to it, I was like, holy fuck, the size of that thing. And the
It is
profile
ridiculous.
of that drop.
It's fucking
I think I'd shit a
ridiculous.
break if I went on that. Honest to God, like I'd be frightened.
Honestly, the speed it throws you over that top as well. Like it doesn't hang; it just fucking yeets you off the edge of it, and
Legit.
you're gone. Like and you slam like when you hit that water, you slam into that water, and it's great as well because it's not like most big shoot log flumes where it throws it out. It just literally goes straight up and just drops on you. Like it doesn't go out at all.
Don't you get like waterboarded going down the drop there at the front? Like
it's not.
Your face. It's a bit.
It's not great. Like
we sat in the. I don't think I ever sat in the first row.
I did front, back, and mid. I did 3 times.
I think I did second and back. I think is what I did, if I remember correctly.
When we went, we didn't even know. I went with Ethan James. It was a while ago. Do you remember? And it was like, I don't even know if it's going to open. And it just opened randomly. It was like, oh, okay. And it was like putting these restraints on a log flume. I'm like,
yeah,
what's going on here then? Like, and then when we got to the top, I was like, Jesus, this is high. This is really high.
It was really intimidating to stand and look at. Honestly, I don't like heights and things like that. So when I looked at it, I thought, fucking, it's a log flume, man. The size of that.
I know. You better to like tidal wave. It's just it's like that's what Thorpe should get. That just put that where tidal wave is now. Just, that'd be insane. That'd be cool. But yeah, what's everyone else saying in the chat about megaphobia? It seems quite positive.
Yeah,
everyone's happy about Brer Rabbits.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah.
At the moment.
Yeah. So they
did you do that?
Yeah.
Did you do that Peter Pan walkthrough when you went?
Peter Pan?
Yeah. Like the little Peter Pan house. Did you ever go in that?
No, didn't even know.
Oh my god, it's the scariest thing you'll ever see in your life. It's just like it's like walking through like Wendy's house and stuff with like set pieces and stuff. It's scary as fuck. It's sinister, man. For Peter Pan.
No, I didn't do that.
That sounds interesting.
I'm very intrigued.
Yeah.
When next time you go, make sure you do it.
When everyone's in the queue for megaphobia, I'm going doing that. Like, getting that done.
It's legitimately terrifying. It's one of them just weird things that's supposed to be lovely and family friendly, but it's not.
Like what is it? Eagle Piglet in the Night Guard and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
it's just
as fuck, man.
That's just wrong.
Nightmare fuel.
Yeah, nightmare fuel. That is not good. But this is good, and it's great to see this kind of work happening to our UK.
It's exciting. It's really exciting.
It's like, look, we're getting Nemesis done, we're getting this done, and Wardley's coasters as well are getting some love. So it's great to see. It's great to see. Yeah. Just want to give a quick shout for a little bit into the show now. Digital Dan has raised with Marcus, Tom, and Sam Costello, I believe. They've raised £1,000 so far for charity Mind, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
And they're going to be riding Hero all day.
Stupid thing to do.
But congratulations on and well done to everyone who's donated and supporting the charity. It's something that's dear to everybody. And go and donate. There'll be a link in the description after this video goes live, and you can go and donate, support them on their crazy little venture. And we wish them all the best. It's going to be. I'm looking forward to the content that comes out of it as well.
They're gunning for 15. They're gunning for 1,500 now.
Let's go, guys! Come on, let's get.
I can't wait to see Dan on one of his live streams afterwards, just be wheeled in a wheelchair.
Literally, he should just do that. Even if he's not sore, he should just do that. Just turn off in a wheelchair. Like, hello.
Oh my god, yeah. Matt's just reminded me. Like he goes, I need to do that water slide where you sit on the tray thing at Oakwood Waterfall.
Oh yeah. I chickened out.
Well, it was pissing down rain when I went, so I wasn't gonna do it. But like
I didn't have a change of clothes, so I weren't doing it.
Yeah, neither did I. So
that water at the bottom is deep, man. Like it's a good, bit of water. It's not. It's like you could drown in that. I've seen it before.
I would definitely try it on like a hot day if I've got.
If I went again, I'd take
race
clothes
going on there.
Yeah,
definitely. Right. So another thing we're getting in the UK, which opens this Saturday, is Thomas and Percy's Submarine Splash at Drayton Manor. There you go.
Splish splash! I was taking a bath.
Ba, 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 bum. But yes, there it is. It's a mini log flume, and Emma, you said there's one somewhere. Where?
There's a similar one from what I've seen from photos at Energylandia. It's like, the drop on it. I'm taller than the drop. I'll not lie. But I went on it with Lola. I forced Lola to go on it because I wanted to ride. You had to have a child with you, and it was great fun. It was great fun. So for little kids, it's a nice ride.
And it's good to see investment as well in Thomas Land still. It
Yeah.
shows how valuable the IP is to Drayton Manor. And they're just building on it and building on it. It's cool. It's
And you
a
get
nice
to sit in a
little investment.
submarine, so it's wins all around, really, isn't it?
Wins all around. Right. We've flown through some of the news. We'll come back to some news as well. We'll talk about Top Thrill in a bit. And we'll talk about Top Thrill Dragster in a bit. We'll touch on that. But let's talk a little bit about the ECC Leeserberg trip.
Carry on.
Yeah, Emma's eating a donut, and
Go ahead.
James has got his ears on. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who came over and said hello, said nice comments about the podcast and all that. Really appreciate it. It was awesome to see everyone, and it was awesome to attend the first ECC event that I've ever done, and it was just absolutely insane from start to finish. James, you want to start us off? What we did first day, sort of thing.
Mental.
Yeah.
So first day was checking in at the Curiosa Hotel.
Beautiful.
Beautiful hotel. We did sit down and drink a bit before we actually checked in. Wait for the queue to die down.
Yeah, that was a good move.
Yeah, stunning hotel, and then that was followed by an evening meal, which was very funny when the speeches started happening because a robot attack happened.
Yeah. So they had robots, robots that, robots that move around like on Rumbas sort of things, and you.
I'd be terrified.
Honestly,
they basically bring dirty dishes back to pot wash.
I've got to think about robots. Give me the willies, man. So I don't want to.
It was very funny as they were doing speeches, and 3 of them just turn up.
How do you feel about AI
around the guy doing the speech?
It's vile.
Yeah, and Andreas and Pontus were doing speeches, and they were just kind of like congregating because they were in the way of their route round the restaurant. So whenever something got in their way, they stopped. And on the last day, I'll cut to it because it's hilarious. They'd put a carpet on the route for one of the robots, and it just went boom and just smashed everything.
It tilted slightly. All the plates and glasses just fell out the back of the robot. And
fell out. It was hilarious. It was like, what the hell was that? I just looked over as the robot was going.
That wouldn't have happened if a human had been doing it. You know what I mean?
Just it probably would.
I was about to it probably wouldn't. It'd probably be funnier.
Yeah. It was just like, oh, robot's fucked up. She's getting his P45.
But yeah,
P45.
Straight after that meal, it was then heading into the park at 9 p.m.
Yeah,
it was crazy. And we had Boulder, Valkyria. Yeah. Loki and Spook Hotel Gaston as well.
All right, I don't mean to cut you off. Guys listening, is it Valkyria or Valkyria? Because I've ever only heard it pronounced as Valkyria.
Yeah,
Valkyria.
We don't know.
The thing is, it doesn't matter. You know what it is.
We said it about 10 different ways.
Literally, Aaron typed in 10 different ways to say Valkyria. It was one of them things.
But you never know. Valkyria could just be one of them British isms where we have just said it in the most common way, where it's actually it sounds dead nice and rolls off the tongue. But
yeah.
Valkyria.
If you're from Manchester.
Valkyria. Yeah, it's Valkyria. That's what it is. All right. It's a big B&M. It's great.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
The hold on the drop.
Yeah, Valkyria looks great.
Else.
It's mint, mate. Before we got to the park, I was like, when we're looking at it from Gothia Towers, I was like, whoa. When we first turned up, I was like, damn, that's bigger than I expected. And it looks like it does a lot more than I expected. And when we rode it, it was just, it was beautiful. So smooth. It just felt brand new. It just felt brand new. You know what a brand new B&M feels like? It just felt beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah,
buttersmooth.
Valkyria and Emperor at SeaWorld San Diego. They're like the two mini B&M dives that I'm really Valkyria now that I'm really curious about, because they always looked to me like they have the most complete layout of the mini dives and look like they pace the best throughout the entire ride. And
Yeah.
Emperor's pacing is awesome. It's so good. So yeah, I'm super curious to get on Valkyria now.
It was a lot of fun. Pop of airtime that in
little
right
hill.
towards the end that you just
Yeah.
don't expect as well.
Yeah.
That little hill, it's a little right to left dive down into the Heartline roll, and it's just so good. Like it's such a good moment. But like even like the drop, because it's steep, so a lot steeper than what I've ridden. I've only ridden Oblivion, so it was very steep going down, and it felt like you were out your seat all the way from
What's got
start.
the better drop though? Because Oblivion's still got a better drop.
It's more forceful. Oblivion's more forceful, I think.
I think it always will be because of the trains.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, well, that's what I was just about to say. Like it's good that the vest restraints on Emperor, at least, like they don't hinder. They've been modified by B&M, so like, I don't think they don't hinder the drop in terms of the airtime and weightlessness you get down it as much as I thought they might. But
No,
still,
Valkyria doesn't either. It's you are just floating that entire
time.
I
think Valkyria was the first one. I think Valkyria was the first one where they modified the vest to where they don't hold you in the seat as much as the previous ones do, like on Valraven.
Very comfy. It's very comfy.
So like you'll float all the way down the drop. Having said that, though, still comparing it to the OTSRs on Oblivion, and the fact that Oblivion's drop doesn't start pulling up before you get into the hole in the ground.
Yeah,
like Valkyria's pulls up a little bit, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, like I can see how someone would still prefer Oblivion's drop.
But yeah, good point there, like Carly. Biv's drop is better by far. Valky's the layout after it, and the layout is more interesting and unique and genuinely fun and forceful. It really is forceful. So the pull out of the Immelman is very forceful, and then into the turnaround that dives down into the 0G roll is really forceful. Especially when we rode it later on in the evening when we got back on it. It was very quick through like the 0G roll, through the airtime moment, and through the Heartline as well. I noticed that we hit the brakes a lot harder like the third time we rode it. I think it was later on in the night. But it was a fantastic coaster, and it's up there as one of my favorites. Actually, I really enjoyed it. I just love the whole theme as well. The station's beautiful.
Gorgeous.
The queue line's beautiful. The way the setting it's in, the way it just has a support on one side of the river and on one on the other, and it's just a piece of track that just floats in between. It's just gorgeous, and the color scheme is stunning. It's a stunning color scheme. It just stands out.
Were there any supports in that river at all? Because I'm wondering if I'm wondering if they weren't allowed to touch that river.
I probably would say they weren't allowed to do that. Yeah. It was stunning.
It's quite funny seeing. It's just like straddling each side, and then they've just got this stupidly fixed spine because they can't have the support. So they're like, we need the spine instead.
Yeah, the views during golden hours.
The views from when you got to the top, sun was setting behind Coffee Hotels like over in Gothenburg. Oh, it was beautiful.
Because you just see the back end of the city, like it was just gorgeous. I have filmed a vlog. If you want to go and watch it, I've got the POVs. If you want to check that out after this show, feel free. And I've got the POVs from there, and you can see, and it's in sunset, it's in golden hour, and we're at the front. We were like, it's funny because Aaron comes off the first time. We were on the back the first time, and Aaron comes off and she's like, "Need to do front row, mate. Need to do front row, mate." He
said it about 10 times.
He hadn't left the station. He said it about 20 times. So we was like, right, okay, let's go. We'll go ride Boulder and come back, and we'll do front row. So we did.
Yeah, tell me about Boulder.
Boulder.
Oh, Boulder.
So we had Sean and Joe behind us, and
it's our new favorite stand-up coaster.
Yeah, it's a great stand-up coaster. It's just the ultimate stand-up coaster. It's the best stand-up coaster in the world. You basically don't stay in your seat after the lift hill. That is the end.
Yeah, I get that from when I've seen POVs and stuff. Like I was saying to you guys before we went live.
Ridiculous.
Like for me, I've got a wooden coaster. I've got Troy as my number 3 coaster in the world. And you know, when you ride something that you really enjoy, you go, I can't think of another wooden coaster. You know, nothing's ever going to top that. But the only one I ever think of that may possibly top that is Boulder.
Yeah, this hoodie gave us like an extra some bit more freedom on the restraint checks.
Adds restraint checks. So my restraint check was they came over and went. I could pretty much fit my arm underneath the restraint. I actually ended up pushing my restraint down a bit more during the ride because I was like, this is too fucking insane.
it was so like, yeah, Sean's saying there, Boulder was unreal. It was like, I mean, so you have to put a seatbelt on when you get in, and then you've got a T-bar restraint. Like, that's it. And it's just
ignore them.
Nice little cameo there. But
this is how Marcus feels with his kids running about the place when he's trying to record for the truck riders.
Probably. So it was like as soon as the train started to move, it just didn't feel like any other wooden coaster I've ever ridden. So it just so smooth, butter smooth. No jank on the lift hill. I mean, when you looked up the lift hill, and I actually did get to ride the front of it eventually, you could see like it wasn't perfectly straight. It still had that woody characteristic, you know, slightly bent chain lifting. But when you that first drop is, it doesn't look like it's going to be anything special. But as soon as you take that first banking to the right, and it gets to, what is it, 70 something degrees?
70-degree drop.
70-degree drop. The whole track just disappears beneath you, and you just drop so fast into an airtime hill, into the turnarounds are really nice as well. I mean, all it does is airtime hill, turn around, airtime hill. But the airtime hills are they're like that. They're like triangles. They're just so good. It's so forceful. The turnarounds. I did ride it second to back. I didn't quite get back row, but I got second to back. And it's just bonkers. It's one of them rides, you know, like a really crazy ride that you've been on, and you're like, how has that been able to, you know, how has that been able to be made?
Yeah.
And it's just so cool. Like the second time you go on it, you're like, just gonna, you know, like hands up all the way around and just throw myself everywhere, like, because you can, you know, it's you know what to expect, and you know what the airtime hills feel like. But when I rode the back, it was just bonkers. It was just relentless, just boom, 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 boom. Hitting the brakes. I've never hit brakes so hard in my life. Like when we did the
surprisingly
the
though,
ride.
When you come into the brakes, it goes up into the brakes, and you think that you're gonna get another ejector airtime moment.
Yeah.
And that doesn't happen. It was quite
it's just
weird,
really fast. It just goes through it fast.
Everything else was like just airtime. It's just like, oh, okay, that was a bit of a tamer approach to the brakes than I was expecting. But them brakes, it hits them, but it doesn't slow it down completely. If you're at the front, you
get
go
slammed
through that turn quite quick.
And you get slammed to the side if you're on the right hand side. Wait till Zadra. Yeah,
literally, I was just thinking. I was thinking the exact same thing. It was just like, you need to get over to Energy Land.
Projections saying
get over and ride Zadra. That thing.
Those last couple of bunny hills are on par with Untamed. That's cool. That's good to know. See, I felt like this coaster. So I've not ridden an RMC yet. So bear that in mind. So in my own little crazy mind,
Zadra's brakes are like running into a brick wall.
Yeah,
that's what Zadra's brakes are
shockwave.
So like shockwaves. Yeah. So so I've never ridden an RMC. So I came off that. I had a smooth ride. It didn't feel like a wooden coaster. It just felt like a steel coaster on steroids. And I hit the brake run, and I was like, is that similar to what an RMC feels like? Because if it is,
yes,
I'm all down for it. Like, if that's what it's like, I can't fucking wait to ride Zadra or, you know, Iron Quasi. Honestly, I was just like...
So I was just going to say, so like, me and Sean have been talking about, like, well, he mentioned to me that if like Ads had said, if they liked Boulder, then Twisted Timbers at King's Dominion was gonna blow them away. And obviously, I've not ridden Boulder, so I can't really speak to that. But Twisted Timbers, like in terms of the strength and the airtime and the airtime moments one after the other, is one of the craziest things I've done. It's one of the craziest ones I've done. And but at the same time, with RMC's restraints, I'm wondering how that like will feel for them compared to Boulder's restraints, because you mentioned like yeah, like obviously like those Intamin prefab trains don't have shin guards on them, and you have the like they do, if I remember correctly from Twisted Timbers, they're not giving you much room. Let's put it that way.
Right.
But I mean, like the airtime is still just that strong, and like it's fucking punchy. That ride is. It's like riding a mechanical bull.
Yeah, that's a very good example.
Yeah,
like,
and if Boulder's like that, then yeah, you're gonna fucking love Twisted Timbers. Because Jesus Christ, for me, like I really want to get on Boulder just so I can compare it to El Toro.
Yeah, so I was saying I want to ride El Toro to compare it to Boulder. Like,
yeah.
I was literally came off. I was like, I need to do El Toro. Like,
this is why it's so interesting to me, because where I think El Toro would have Boulder beat is just on pacing alone. Because if Boulder, because El Toro has like airtime on that strength, it has some of the strongest airtime I've ever felt on a coaster. But then it just has just stupid pacing, just stupid. It's like, first of all, the drop is ridiculous. It's even steeper, and if you're in that back row, you're getting flung down that shit. Like you're getting dragged down that drop, and then just like all of the massive hills, it paces over them just so like the airtime over them is ridiculous, and then. Like everyone,
like as well after.
Yeah, you've heard everyone talk about the Rolling Thunder Hill on that shit. Just like the airtime is stupid, and the pace that it goes over it is stupid. So like I really want to ride Boulder just to see if it comes anywhere close pacing wise. Like the airtime being there, and I can see that like the way the hills are shaped. They're shaped to maximize the speed that the train is moving at the time, and maximize, the airtime that the train is capable of in terms of the momentum.
So floaty, it's ridiculous.
But like, I need to see if it can come close pacing wise. Like
it's like Boulder's like so. When you're coming up to a hill, and I noticed this when we were riding up,
there'll only be a different kind of pacing, but yeah.
When you're coming up to the hill, so when you've done the first turnaround, you're fucking flying after the first drop. When you come after that first turnaround to the next, it kind of it climbs like a B&M would climb on a hyper, and then it just fucks off the other side. So you get you just go float, boom, float, boom. Like it's just it's so good. I came off it. I was just like. Best Woody I've ever done. Best like,
without question.
You're not fucking beating that. I came into the station.
You'll be pleased to know, Emma, though, it is not a fire killer. And Carly said that in the comments earlier as well.
There's no fire
It is
killing.
not a fire bruiser.
No.
Oh, good. Thank God for
So
that.
you'll be happy.
I'd cry if it
way
was.
around, but I mean, might be an ankle killer.
No, as long as I protect my sparrow legs, that's all we need. Have you spoke about Helix? Did I miss that or no?
Not yet. No.
Well, okay. So just before we go to that, what the fuck is this gimbal situation? Like, what the hell happened? Sean told us about it, and I was just like, how the fuck did they? Like,
who the fuck takes a gimbal on a roller coaster? I'm saying it. I'll say it.
What situation allows you to take a gimbal on a fucking roller coaster? What is that?
I don't even know, honestly.
I don't know why you would even do it. Like, I don't know what. We just heard what happened, and we were like, "What the fuck, man?" It just ruined it for everyone. Is that? Like, because it was down. That was it, done. But then they managed to get it open the day after. Like, they worked on it overnight, and they got it working.
And ruined the gimbal.
Oh yeah.
It was dead.
Broke
yeah,
it was too.
I hope it was expensive.
Yeah, probably was.
kind of
But,
stupid shit is that?
Oh,
Right.
other thing that we did that night, Loki.
Yeah, let's go Loki first.
Fucking
Oh, yeah.
stupidly.
Last.
Now this is the one that I am most jealous about. I'll say
So-
that.
So, like, for me, for flat rides, Talican is just my number one because that thing is just insane.
yeah,
Maelstrom was number two.
Infinity and
Loki is
Talican.
just completely obliterated Maelstrom. The
Yeah.
G-force that you get as you're coming through the bottom of the swings was just insane. And then also the harnesses, they are lap bars.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
So-
it's
That's
not
why I
like
want.
that
That's
thing,
why I
is
want to do it.
So
That's why I wanna
it's
ride
just
it.
once you then get to the top, you're just floating with nothing
Forever.
around you, and
You
it's
float
just
forever.
it's so much fun. And surprisingly, I didn't get like dizzy
Motion.
or like
No.
sick from it from the spinning. The spinning was slow enough that it was just the force of the swings,
Yeah.
and it was just
Yeah,
It just looks
I
so
mean,
good.
I'd be so intrigued to ride that. Like, I'm trying to put together a Denmark trip for the summer, and
Yeah, I want to ride.
Jaws,
Yeah.
Jaws Summerland have got one of them giant
Yeah,
gyro
yeah.
swings and stuff. And that's probably why I'm so fucking excited. But
Tigurian or
Yeah.
Tigerin.
yeah.
It was
Yeah, like
it was,
I just I think it's the first one that I've seen of these massive pendulum, spinning pendulum rides that have lap bars, and like I've done like the Huss giant frisbees and the Zampella Discoveries, which like the Huss ones like have the OTSRs that don't like clamp down on your chest, but they're so bulky that you can't really see around apart from what's
Yeah,
right
you
in
can't
front of
see.
you.
Yeah.
And then on the other side of it, the Zampella Discoveries, like their restraints are a bit more freeing visually, but they just clamp down on your chest. They're not breathable at all.
yeah.
Like, so like what that ride setup needs is a lap bar that is just,
So
it doesn't restrict you
Yeah.
like, physically or visually. It's perfect for that ride.
the way they've done it is they've got like, so they have these metal bars that come over, but they're that far off you don't notice them at any point.
Yeah.
But
The only
if
thing
someone-
that I
more
can
ju-
think that's similar with restraints like that, I don't know if any of you've done it. Has anyone ever done Hang Over the Tower that comes to Hyde Park?
No.
Theirs is like
No.
I haven't
with
done that yet.
big. I don't know whether they're the same, but it look to me, it
Mm.
kind of like looks that way. So for like, yeah, in terms of feeling free.
And
especially
you
on
know
Rock
what,
Tower. But in
right?
terms of
So
yeah,
They just look like extended handlebars, to be honest.
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
The hold on to, if you really want to hold on to something,
Yeah.
because the lap bar's got fuck all on it. It's literally just a lap bar.
Yeah.
But what's cool is I was surprised. So with these flat rides in the past, Maelstrom, for example, it takes a long time for it to get up to where it wants to go to. This took
Yeah.
like 3 swings and it's gone. It's up.
Really?
We're
Oh,
already
that's
at the
sick.
height of Boulder. It's just like halfway up,
Yeah.
3/4, you're upside down. It
How,
was.
how close does it feel like it gets to Boulder as well?
You feel
on-
like
on
you're
that
gonna
slope?
hit the. You feel
You feel like
you're
you're
gonna
just
hit
gonna slam
Yeah.
right into the structure.
yeah. It was like, honestly, so the roof of the queue line is right underneath you as well. So when you pull back towards Boulder, you go over the roof and then you go up towards Boulder and then you come back down past the roof and then back up like over the river, and then you just
The
look to
river, the
side.
river's cool because
It's
if you're
so
looking
good.
down, you're just
Yes.
over nothing. Although, if it's nighttime, them lights are
Reflections.
fucking blinding.
Yeah,
They are
yeah.
stupidly bright.
Yeah.
It hurts to look at them.
It was so good, and we just got off Boulder, and we saw Andreas in the plaza bit there, and he was
Yeah.
like, "Have you done Loki yet?" And we was like, "Not yet. We're just about to go and do it." And he was like, "Best ride on the park." So he really rates it, which was so cool. It was intense. But like Sean said, it was so floaty. You once you got up to where it wanted you to be, you stayed there like forever. You just floating and floating, and you come back down, but you don't come back down with like a foot. It's not like a really painful G-force. It's like a nice, controlled G-force that you come down. So when you release back up, it's not like 5-6 Gs. You just come back up at like 3.54, which we're all used to on roller coasters. And it felt like a roller coaster climb and the drop. It was so smooth. You couldn't tell you was on a pendulum. Yeah. It was really smooth. And that's what I took away from it. I came off it and I was like, that was an experience. I've never ridden a flat ride that felt like that before. It was so advanced.
I love those pendulum swing rides. I already know it'll be my favorite. And it literally rectifies every problem I've had with them.
Yeah, I really want to try the one at Tusenfrid.
Yeah,
because it's almost double the height.
That's
I was looking for this on their website. I couldn't find it. Hold on.
It's 44 meters.
Wow,
the one at Tusenfrid.
That's crazy.
That's really big.
That's huge.
Yeah, I find it on their website. Where is it?
Before we talk about
Spin Spider,
I want to talk about the Scare Maze. So whenever you guys are ready. But
Loki is 27 meters.
Wow,
so...
it's like almost double. Jesus,
it's almost double.
When you're off the park on Pizza Rock, you can find it, by the way, on Google Maps.
Here we go.
You watch Loki go, and it looks like it just climbs over boulder. It's just ridiculous. It looks like it's part of the structure, actually, when you're off the park and you're looking into the park. It looks like it's part of boulder structure. It's that crazy. It's so close. But we got access to the all year round Scare Maze. They opened it specially for us on that night. Hotel Gaston. And
Hotel Gaston, yeah.
It was so fucking...
I've heard Gaston is
incredible.
good, yeah.
Mate, right? So it was... There's not much of a story with it, but what they have in there is bonkers. The quality that they have in that place, Pepper's Ghost, Infinity Hallways, everything you can think of, man. It's all there. It's all there. They even have a bit where there's some water. Like you walk over like water. It's bonkers. And it just felt like when I came out of it, I was like, that has to be like Halloween Horror Nights, right? And then people who were walking past me were saying it. Like that was like Universal. I spoke to Ads and Ads was like, that's like a Universal Scare Maze. And even Sean said that as well. So to experience that and to not actually, I completely forgot about it, but it was so good. James, what did you think like when we went through it?
I was in the middle of the group. Yeah. And it is a conga line. One,
yeah, we had to conga,
which was quite funny in one of the scenes because we ended up singing Black Mamba.
Oh yeah,
there was a bit of like a tiki room. It was like
it was playing bongos. We had to shout Black Mamba. It's just what it is.
But yeah, the fact that I was in the middle of the group and still got some really really good scares out of it.
Yeah,
one of them being a clown, which because I had already seen him as well.
Yeah,
it was just such a distraction scare. It was like really good. Mikhail, are you looking at Spin Spider?
Yes, I am. It's fucking massive. What the hell? I didn't know this was here.
It's huge. It's ridiculous.
Is it Huss? Is it Intamin? Is it Zamperla? I can't tell.
I can't remember.
No clue.
It looks like I couldn't tell by the
What's Loki actually? What is Loki?
It's Intamin.
Zamperla for Spin Spider.
Oh,
it's a Zamperla giant discovery then.
We see your Loki and raise you. But Gaston,
fucking it's massive.
The music was beautiful as well. All the way around it was really well done. The timings of the scares were brilliant. The first run through, we did it twice. The first run through we did, me and Aaron were at the front, and we walked so slowly, like we wanted to see everything. And then we got a group.
Aaron tried walking off quickly, and everyone was like, "Nope."
Yeah, no, Aaron, slow down, mate. And we got more scares out of it and more interaction. And we did it again. We actually happened to be in Kylie's group, who's in the chat. and that was a good run through as well. But it was a lot quicker than what we did it. But it was really good. They even had like the lift, like a shaft that you walk over, and there's a plank in the middle, and obviously it's a glass floor, but everyone walks on the plank. So it was like Conga going over this plank, and then a scare, bang, bang, bang,
But
bang,
it was
straight away.
an infinity mirror lift shaft. It worked very well.
Yeah, it was so cool. The actors had free roam to change scenes and follow you through the maze.
That's cool.
Yeah, I can believe that, because I saw multiple times the same person, but the same. Another thing as well, the costumes of the actors were that good. You didn't know if they were real or not. Like when they were stood still, like it really threw you off, because the lighting was beautiful in each room. Each room was themed differently. There was a trommel, a walk through trommel, which was
Can't
really
be a good
cool.
trommel.
And then the room got hot, like you was in a steam room, and it got hot. The temperature changed in the room. The only thing it was lacking, the only thing it was lacking was scent. But they probably haven't put it in yet for this year, because obviously it was opening on Saturday, the weekend after. But it was so good. Like if you go to Leesburg, don't skip it. Get it done. It's an attraction you need to do. But the water scene, like when you've been on it and then you go on it again and you hear people go, whoa, like when they walk around the corner, like you know it's the thing. I'm not gonna say what's in there because it's just beautiful and you have to see it for yourself.
Yeah.
But it was just like it was stunning. If anyone's in the chat who did it, like let us know what you thought about it, because we were saying that it's not intense, but it's intense enough to keep you engaged. Like there are moments where you don't see many actors, but then all of a sudden they just come from everywhere, from every angle, and there's distraction scares, like Jane was saying, was Pepper's ghost, and then there was a clown, and then it was fantastic. It was a really good maze. Like I say, there is a story. I believe the guy's looking for his wife. Like is that what it is?
Yeah, it was really weird. So I think it's very vampire looking.
Yeah.
And then I think it's a guy is looking for his wife, but then it's also like a vampire party where you're food.
Yeah.
It's not a very like you kind of don't need the story.
No.
Going through it anyway. It's just beautiful.
I had one scare and I shouted Jesus Christ very loud.
The
actor, right, fucking instantly the actor went, oh yes, we do have a priest, you can see him later. Like, it's like what?
Yeah, it's just like Jesus Christ indeed. We have a priest, you can see him later.
Yeah, it was just instant. It was instant. It was straight off it just rolled off the tongue, and it was just like that was like the best interaction I've had with a scare actor, like in a maze, like just purely in character. It was just playing this clumsy vampire person. It was just brilliant. It was really good. And the building it's in is massive. It's a long maze. But how long do you think it was? Like 10 minutes, something like 15. I don't know what it was.
Not
it was
not 15. It was probably like 5 to 10 minutes.
It was close to 10 minutes. It must have been. I mean, you did walk slow, but it was a big maze. It was like double the size of the attic, I'd say, probably. It's quite big.
It was, the building space that it took up. The only thing at the end, it didn't have like a big climax.
Didn't have a finale.
It just kind of, you turned a corner and it was just like, oh, it's not a themed hallway anymore. Okay, it's over.
It's over. That's the only thing that let it down a little bit was that finale. But I think like during high peak season, that'll be there, or Halloween especially. There'll be something there. But yeah, no, it was really good. Right, let's talk about Helix. Let's go.
Oh, I timed that well, didn't I?
Helix was James's 50th cred. So the second day the park opened.
Let's go, boy.
Go 50.
So the second day we did Luna. I'll talk about Luna in a little bit because I really want to talk about Luna Parks. It's beautiful. But we did Helix as soon as the whole park opened up for the family event. Because it was James's 50th, and I was like, dude, we've got to get Helix. Like, we've got to do it. Like, as soon as it's open, we've got to go.
Yeah.
And we did, and we got back row and second to back row with our group. And you know, the music was pumping. We're like legging it through the queue line, trying to take everything in.
That queue line is a maze, by the way.
Yeah, that is.
It's weird.
Concrete and steel. Reminds me of the Hulk in certain areas. The Hulk queue line. But it was.
Oh, it was Matt's 150th as well.
Oh, nice. Way to go. That's cool. So, yeah, like I'll let James talk through this because it was his 50th.
So, back row for the first ride, and the drop out of the station, if you're in the back row, is just straight away ejector airtime. It's ridiculous. And then, like, just the pacing throughout was like just on point. People, like, loads of people were comparing it to Icon, saying, "Oh, the launch isn't as good." That ride is not about the launches. The launches are a necessity, not a feature.
Yeah,
it's
get the coaster.
It needs to have a bit of speed. Okay, a launch is how we're achieving that, but let's not make a big deal of it. And yeah, so just incredible pacing, G-force transitions through the knot, pretzel loop. It was just like insane. I think it's like 4 Gs or something, like 4.5.
Yeah, we looked up. It was like 4.5. We looked up. I think it was that. It was so strong, especially at night when we rode it at night on the ERS. It was ridiculous. It was going so quick. But my favorite bit. Well, go on, mate. If you're not finished, crack on.
Yeah, and just kind of like through the rest of the track, there's like a Taron ejector bit where it does try to throw you out a little bit to the side as it's going to the left.
Yeah,
which I really enjoyed. And yeah, just the length of the ride as well. I didn't realize how long it actually was.
Yeah, it's a long ride.
It just kept going.
Yeah,
and then you hit the second launch. It was like there's still more. And the hang time that you get off of after that second launch as it goes through that dive is just insane. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed the ride. Like there were. Like one train was a bit rattly, but
yeah, Claire said it was too rattly. I spoke to Jack and Vic after they got back. Jack and Vic said that the rattle ruined it for them.
I didn't have it ruined at all.
It was like headache-inducing rattle.
It was nowhere near.
Didn't get that.
No,
I didn't get that. That's a shame. No, I didn't get that. But there was a train that did rattle like fuck, but it also hauled like fuck as well. That's probably why it was rattling. I think actually one of the seat panels came off on one of the trains. Yeah, it was going that quick. It came back into the station and they were like cable tying the seat panel back up. And they were like, "Yeah, we actually are going to operate this train." And everyone was like, "Hey!" And everyone got like, "Ooh, all right." That was actually the one that I got the front row pub on. But the Norwegian loop into the airtime hill, into the 0G, into the helix down is one of my favorite combinations I've ever experienced on a roller coaster. It is just bam, 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 yeet, bam, launch. It's just so good.
When it comes to layout execution,
it was
and element progression, that has to be again. I've not ridden helix, but just like even just from the outside looking in, that has to be one of the most well executed sequences of a layout on anything, anywhere.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, the pacing of it.
It looks like it paces beautifully through every element.
Yeah. Every element, every airtime is roughly the same speed. I don't know how they've done it. I don't know how they've achieved it. Like the first corkscrew is as fast as the 0G roll after the first launch. You know, the airtime hill is going when you go towards Coffee Towers and fly down into the Norwegian loop. That's as fast as the airtime hill coming back after the second launch. The Bower roll is quite quick as well at the end. You know, the climb up into it is the same pacing as all the other turns. It's ridiculous how they've done it. But when the thing for me is when I was looking at it, just watching it, I'm just like, it's just so graceful in what it does and how it does it. It just looked really, really good. I remember being stood next to Scott from your experience guide. He was stood next to us when they started testing it, and they were throwing out trains. They were like, one train done, launch, boom, next train done, launch, next train done, and they were just throwing them out. We had a bit of time to film it while it was testing. This is on the second day before the park had opened. We were still in the park after doing Luna. And I was like, I cannot fucking wait to get on this. It just looked like it was getting quicker and quicker and quicker. And by the end of the night, it just blew me away how fast it actually gets. We did it like 10 times. We did it 9 times and we were like, need a bit of a break now. Well, then I said to Pete, like, how long has it been? And he's like, 9. So me and James looked at each other and were like, right, we've got to do 10. We've got to make it 10. So we jumped back on, got 10, and I put myself in a coaster coma. Yeah, I was not good after that.
One thing
yeah.
I need on Helix is just the views of Gothenburg.
Oh, mate.
Like,
Yeah.
there's two moments. Like
You can't compare that to anything, to be honest with you.
Like the twisted hill before the Norwegian loop, and then
Yeah.
the airtime hill after the inverted top hat.
Yeah.
Where you just have all of Gothenburg in front of you.
Just lights. Like it's
Yeah.
just light. It's just lights and Gothia towers that look beautifully and all the.
I need those views so bad.
Like I was saying to you
Like,
earlier, though, if Helix wasn't placed where it is with the views and on the hillside, would it be as good as Coaster as it is for you? Is it, is it improved by where it is?
I think it's
I'd say it is because of the fact that there's a lot of terrain interaction. But the thing is, with the way that coaster is designed,
and paced.
it couldn't exist anywhere else.
Yeah.
The station is basically one of the highest points on the ride.
2 escalators to get up to it.
Yeah, like so. Yeah,
Like, if
they
it could
definitely
be,
took what they had.
like take away from like how it's in the train and stuff like that. If it was a car park coaster, would you rave about it as much?
Yeah, I would personally.
Force-wise, yeah, but
I like
feel
the
like
speed.
it would lack that terrain.
It would take something away from it massively. I completely agree with that.
Because I've not ridden it, but when I look at it, it looks good to ride. It looks fun. I want to ride it, but I can't get over the fact that like it looks like a mediocre coaster made better by its positioning. Which I've not rode it, but that's the way I look at it. Is like that it takes it from like 60% to 100%.
I think it's undeniable that it's uneven terrain, and like I said, the positioning of it, like being able to see Gothenburg at various points in the layout, does like offer a significant amount to the experience. Just because like even aside from that, like in the layout, there are points where it gets real low to the ground, right? And like it's almost like it's in trenches, and like not even just being super high up on a hill and having all this foliage around you and seeing like the views of the city and stuff. Like I feel like it's kind of like Tiger in the same sense, and to James's point, like it kind of it's hard to imagine. I imagine it being hard to imagine it existing without the land it exists on, because if you were going to try and make that on flat land or in a car park, it wouldn't require the creativity or as much of the creativity. So what kind of layout would you really get?
So you obviously you've ridden Tiger. Let's just compare it to that, right? So we all know how fucking hyped you were to go and ride Tiger.
Yeah.
Are you as equally as hyped to go ride Helix? Or...
Oh no. But then also, like, I mean, putting aside some other aspects, but well, actually, no, not putting aside other aspects, because I feel like this is an important point to make. Tiger was really the first of these like newer gen, not Tiger, what am I on about? Helix was really the first of these newer gen multi-launch coasters from their manufacturer like Intamin, Mark, Vekoma, etc. Yeah, there's Maverick as well. Like Maverick really kicked it off, but Helix, in the sense of these multi-launch coasters where the launches aren't that strong and it doesn't stop or slow down before the second launch or anything like that. Like these ones that are really varied in their like the forces and moments that they offer and the elements that they offer.
Spot on.
And I feel like that package as an experience, as a roller coaster experience, has just been improved on with every iteration. I kind of feel like Tiger and Taron, even I feel like Taron, in the sense of what Fantasyland was trying to achieve with that attraction, is an improvement on Helix. And then I feel like Tiger, in some ways, was an improvement on, or just like they looked at Taron and was like, how can we deliver this? And then Velocicoaster was like, looked at all of those and was like, how can we deliver this? How can we like, where can we improve on it? So like, it's kind of, in terms of Helix versus Tiger, I feel like Tiger takes the same kind of sort of experience and may plus it up a little bit in terms of like how intelligently it uses its terrain and how much it uses the terrain to, regain any pacing after slowing up a bit and like deliver those moments a little bit more aggressively, a little stronger, a little harder. And I mean, that's just where my brain goes, like when looking at the real intricacies of these coasters. So like, I'm like, I could like on a real nuanced level, I can see how like Tiger, for me, looks a fair way better than Helix, but also Helix was, in this sense, the first on the scene.
Yeah,
in a sense,
and that's why. That's why I was so I followed Helix construction from the game they put out, from all of the documentary they did, from all of the marketing they did from Leesburg, and that was the first time I've heard of that park when they were building Helix, and I've wanted to go there for so long, and it was like a religious experience getting to ride Helix. Because I've ridden Icon, I've ridden Velocicoaster, I've ridden Taron. All right, let's ride the first one, that actually started putting these launch coasters on the map.
When I first saw it, like the first time I saw Helix, like in construction and seeing it operating, I was just like, and Sean's just like basically confirmed what I was thinking as well. Like, I need to go and ride that. Like, I need to go and ride that was my first thought. I don't really, having ridden, more recent iterations of that multi-launch style experience. I don't really feel the need as strong to go and I still want to go and ride it because it looks awesome.
Well, this is what I'm trying to do. It's like, because I'm impartial and I've not ridden Helix. Like, so I'm standing back from a point of view. I'm trying to gauge in terms of similar coasters. Like, what's it like? So it's like, for example, saying like Blue Fire, like how does, I don't know if any of you are in Blue Fire, but how does that compare? I know Carly has, who's in the chat, so I'd be interested to hear what she thinks. But sure. In comparison to other coasters of a similar, kind of thing, how does it compare? And does the landscaping make it or break it, or comparing it to coasters without the landscaping? That's all I'm trying to do. Like, I'm not shitting on Helix in any way, shape, or form. I can't shit on it. I've never ridden it, but I was trying to gauge it compared to other similar coasters. Does that make sense?
So a lot of people were comparing it to Icon, and I instantly just stopped comparing it to Icon as soon as I seen it. I was like, this is completely different level. Like,
it looks in a whole other class.
It's just a whole other class. It's the same ride manufacturer, and it launches twice.
Icon just looks like a baby compared to it. Like, it's just
Emma, right? When we turned up to Gothenburg and I saw Helix for the first time, when we pulled up to where we were going to, and it was getting slightly dark as well, and I just seen Helix on the side of the hill with the inversion, the inverted top hat just in the skyline of Leesburg. It was like, why are people comparing this to Icon? It's not even comparable. It's just not. Like, Icon's tiny. Like, this is a monster. It's a big ride. The airtime hill you get after that second launch is fucking huge. It's a big drop. You go from the top of the park down to the bottom and then back up on a climb on an S turn. It's a good ride. I'm just really happy that I've managed to achieve something I wanted to achieve for like 11 years. Like it was a bucket list. More.
That's what I was trying to say. I'm not shitting on your experience.
No,
in any way, shape, or form.
no,
Don't think
no,
I'm doing that.
I
I'm
get
just trying to get a comparison between other things, like to how it.
And now I've ridden Helix, and I've ridden Velocicoaster, and I've ridden Taron. It's fucking up there for me. It's up there with what it delivers. What I like, which is plenty of airtime.
Well,
nice
okay. So since people are making the
pacing.
comparison, how do you feel about it versus Taron?
It offers a different experience. It offers a different experience to me. It's just I can't compare it to Taron. Taron is quality. Well, okay, I can compare it to my first ride on Taron compared to my first ride on Helix. I enjoyed the ride on Helix more. When I rode Taron the first time, it was slow. It wasn't doing what it does. But when I rode Helix the first time, I was like, holy shit, this does this now? Like, I want to see what this does when it's warm.
So are you rating Helix above Taron?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I did. Okay. And the reason for that is because it never lets up. It never lets up. There's only one point on the turnaround into the second launch where it lets up. But in the evening, if you compare that to like the left-right turn before the launch on Taron, second launch, that during the day is quite meandery into it, and at night it's boom, boom, and done. It's the same thing, but before you know it, you're upside down and flying over Gothenburg and coming down a massive hill. So it just offers a different experience. I just enjoy Helix because I love the history of the evolution that Helix brought to the roller coaster industry. It really did pave the way for some of the coasters we have now. And to ride that after riding Velocicoaster, which is like one of the latest ones in that style, double launching coaster, it just says to me that what Liseberg did and what Andreas did there and the whole team behind Helix just absolutely fucking were way ahead of the curve. And what they've done is provided us all with great entertainment for the future. And I'm really excited to see what they do next at that park. Like Valkyrie's amazing, Balder's amazing, Loki's amazing, Scare Maze is amazing. Lisa Burger Banana, whatever we're going to call it now. That's an old Schwarzkopf, but that's so much fun. And that definitely is advanced by
apart from its brakes.
But I think that after Balder, I think that I'd be more excited to ride Liseberg Bannon over Helix. I think it just looks to me like it offers something quite different. You know, it looks a bit like long ass fucking ride as well. And just,
it is a long ass ride.
You know, it looks exciting. It looks fun. Do you know what I mean? And I think I'd probably, if I was really choosing.
Fun. James, how do you feel about Helix versus Taron then? Since you've got on both of them now.
We'll get to Underlanding, by the way, in the chat.
I have been like, I have like rearranged top 10. Like Boulder's ended up at 3.
Yeah,
that's insane. I was struggling between Helix and Taron, but I did rate Helix just a little bit higher. They're very close. I just feel like
because that's not been an uncommon view.
I really like Taron.
By the way,
I also, but it's like while I get Taron doesn't need inversions, I do like an inversion on a ride because it gives that different moment to just airtime.
Yeet. Yeah.
Which Taron is purely airtime. Helix had that moment of airtime into hang time. That was, and it just kind of broke that up a bit for me. So I did rate Helix over Taron. But that's not to say I could have a different ride on Taron. It could reshuffle because at the moment I've only ridden 53 coasters. I'm a baby in the theme park world.
Yeah, but you've been riding for a long time, though.
And
you have done.
Like every park that I've been to recently has just completely obliterated my top 10.
Yeah.
So,
God help you if you ever get over to America.
Yeah, so like my top 10 went from being UK rides to there are now 3 UK rides and 2 of them are only just hanging on. They are at the bottom.
Yeah,
because
like you smashed it out in the last 12 months, James. Like you've really broadened your roller coaster horizons in the last.
Yeah, I
in the
mean,
last year.
I've ridden what James has ridden as well, and it's been great to experience these new rides. I've obviously ridden a few more, being to Portaventura and you know, Terra Mystica and stuff like that in Europe. But
Yeah, see, I've not even
you
been to
need
PA,
to get
so
to
I'm
you need to
sure
get to
some of them
PA.
rides are
PA is great.
gonna shuffle about my top 10 as
I'm
well.
interested to see how you feel about Shambhala when you get off it. I really want to see that. I want to be there for that because that's going to be a moment.
I want the floaty.
Yeah, but definitely floaty. But it's weird because I keep getting, I don't know, when I'm just in my own headspace, I just keep getting visions of like all the lights of Gothenburg and just going over that airtime hill after that second launch, after the inverted top hat. It's just, you get flung to the right and then it's just positive G, negative G, negative G, negative G, negative G, negative G, positive G, and into the whip at the bottom. It just lasts forever, and it's just it feels like one of the biggest drops I've ever done. It's just so good. And just looking at it off ride and looking at it from out the park, I didn't realize the scale of Helix. I thought, oh, it's just going to be hanging onto the mountain on every bit. It's going to be in trenches, like Mikhail was saying. And there is parts of that, but I didn't realize how much it actually just drops off a cliff, launches, and then just goes around it. Just goes around it. It's ridiculous. It's such a good ride, and I'm blessed that I've been able to get out there and ride it because I've been wanting to ride it for so long.
Yeah, I'm proper hyped for you that you've done it. And I'm really hyped that it lived up to surpassed your expectation. You know, because it's nothing worse than idolizing a coaster, so to speak.
I was shitting it. I was shitting in the station.
Crap.
I was literally like, oh, please be good, please be good. Because it looks amazing. I was like, okay, it looks amazing, right? That's one tick. It looks great. Right. Now let's get in the station. Okay, this is cool. The music's pumping. Not as loud as I want it to be, but it was pumping.
Yeah.
And then as soon as restraints down, as soon as we went, I was like, oh, because we got flung out that station, that first ride from beyond the back. It was just
RCT,
so
that was a good point. Quick mention for Jukebox.
Oh yeah, Jukebox.
You didn't do it.
I didn't do it. No.
Is that
thing is mental? The octopus ride.
The Gerstlauer thing. Pollet, I think it is.
Yeah, it's like the old.
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
That thing is just.
I need to try one
like
of those.
like on the level of Boulder airtime from that flat ride, it was ridiculous.
Was it that bad? I never actually asked you how it was. I didn't get your reaction.
It was mental because you go from like quite high lats from just like being swung round near the bottom. Yeah. And then it just launches you up in the air and then straight back down, and you're like, where the fuck am I going? And it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, I really want to try one of those because they look mental. On a tangent,
did the log flume open while you were there?
Yes.
Because that excites me. I mean, I love a good log flume, but their log flume looks well cool. Like
it's good.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's having work done soon. At some point in the next year or so.
That's why we jumped on it.
So if you can get out there and do it, because it's like there's not loads to it, with the fact that it is more of a kind of scenic, like sightseeing tour up until the end.
Yeah.
The speed through the troughs though, it is ridiculously quick.
Yeah, it gets you around there. It doesn't.
See, I'm well salty because I'd planned the other day a whole road trip right across Sweden to do like Leesburg, everything, ending at like Grönlund, Kolmården, to then find out that the parks aren't even open the week that I wanted to go. They're not open the last week of August, any of the parks during the week. I can only assume that their school holidays. The week before they were open Monday to Friday. But the week after, they were all closed. So I was like, I planned it. It was fucking dirt cheap as well to do this massive road trip. And I was like, it's not even open.
That'll be why it was dirt cheap, because nothing was open.
Yeah. But I was like, so they must go back to school the week before. But I was like, it's fucking August. Why are you not open?
That's not fair. That's not fair. I hope you get out to experience Leesburg, and I hope everybody who's listening to this podcast gets out to experience Leesburg.
Problem with Leesburg for me, being up north, they don't have like weekend flights. You know, from Manchester, you'd have to. Go
it's difficult from Manchester. Our flights were shit.
You have to go down to London, which I can't be arsed with.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what's made it difficult because I'd have gone out there, especially with my Pleasure Beach pass. I'd been out there like a shot.
You know what, Emma? I think that's the reason why I haven't been before. It's just difficult to get to. Yeah, it is. But
Well,
I would,
that's the thing.
if you can.
It's difficult
get
in
it done.
terms of flights. Once you're actually there, it is
Oh.
one of the. It's probably
It's
the
so easy.
easiest park I've been that you can get to.
Yeah.
So you can get a
for
bus. You can get a
Luke
bus,
and everyone got an Uber.
27 quid.
I got there
there and back.
like in the morning, way before them. I got into arrivals. There was a screen saying next bus to Gothenburg, like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was just straight out. As soon as we get to arrivals, the bus is literally there. It's
One
right in front
terminal.
of the door. I booked the ticket as I was in the queue for it. And yeah, 20 minutes. Within 20 minutes, I was at
it does
Leesburg.
look easy. What I did notice though when I was planning it is we were saying it's like shit to get from Manchester to Gothenburg, but if you were doing a trip across Sweden, you were to start in Stockholm, Liverpool, fly out to Stockholm.
Oh, there you go.
Oh,
And
okay.
it was really cheap. So, you know, if you went the other way and back across, it's easier to fly from Liverpool.
I've from people who have done just the Sweden park trip before, like how easy it is to get, you know, to Liseberg once you're already in the country. Like that is pretty much, it seems how it is, like how to get to Gronelund, to get to Kolmården, maybe not as much Kolmården because it's in the middle of nowhere, but
Awkward of Sweden.
It seems very it seems very possible to do a Sweden park trip to hit those 3 parks via public transport.
Yeah. What we experience
think.
public transport wise there is just ridiculous. There's trams everywhere. There's
Or as
scooters
Matt
you
said,
can
fly
hire.
into Copenhagen, get Tivoli and Bakken, and then get a bus up because that's what they did. They got the coach from.
Wasn't that like a
Copenhagen up
long
to-
ass coach? You got to remember, I've got kids.
It
I
was-
ain't sitting on a bus for 8 hours.
I
I just
think it
hate
was
coaches.
3 or 4 hours. It actually wasn't
Mate,
the worst.
have you ever got on a bus with small children before
And-
for like 20 minutes? Not for
No.
4 hours. I want to kill myself.
A good distance of that is actually covered by ferry, where you can get off the bus. From what I saw, so
Just public transport in general. Don't work with kids. Trust. Like, I pay the extra to hire the car.
Yeah. Like I said, I got an
Which you
Uber
can
from the
do now.
airport. Yeah.
Because you can drive legally.
I got an
Which
Uber
not for
from-
another 12 months in Europe.
oh yeah.
Yeah. I got an Uber from the airport with me, Laura, and Aaron and
Pete and
Pete,
Aaron.
and it was literally like 6 quid. Not even 6 quid each, like 5 quid each, which was just so good. And it's literally took us like 15 minutes to get to Gothia Towers.
It
and
does look
Liseberg.
really accessible from Gothenburg. That's what I try and look for, especially when you want to do like a quick weekend trip.
If
You
they
know,
had
somewhere
flights
that's-
here like every day, I'd day trip it. I'd go there
Yeah.
to.
Well, that's it. You always look for your parks that are like accessible in terms of public transport. You know that you
I
can.
think I'm lucky
nip
with
there.
being down
Yeah.
in London. I can get.
Yeah, you got multiple.
Yeah, it's a
I've
lot
got
easier
multiple
from-
options for airports. I can fly from one airport and come back.
Yeah,
to
the
a
thing
different
for
one.
us is it makes it the extra expense of going down the day before, staying in a hotel, paying
Yeah.
to park your car,
Yeah.
then maybe staying the day after because you get back late and you can't be arsed driving all the way over from London. You know, it
Yeah.
adds like an extra probably a couple of £100 onto
Mhm.
what would really be a cheap trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a shame. I think it was
To be
like
fair, like
twice a week they fly.
Yeah, I guess like I've gotten going back to the coaches and stuff. Like I guess I've gotten used to just doing long fucking ass coach journeys. So like when I did when I went to Linnanmäki for Tiger, like I flew out of Stansted and just like I took a coach down
Is
to
that
down to London.
a long way from the airport?
Not that I remember, but like it's not right there, but like it's not far, and like there's a tram that you can get from the airport to Helsinki, and it basically stops like the closest, like there's a stop that's like I want to say a 20-minute walk from the park that you can just get off there, and it like if you know what you're doing and you like know where you can walk and stuff, like you can just walk to the park from that stop. But then alternatively you can get the you can get the like the tram all the way down to Helsinki, or like, you know, get off of that tram, get on another tram like straight to the park. Like it's easy to get to.
Yeah, because I've been looking up at like a few different trips, and obviously taking into factor public transport, and it's not too far because Lola's now trips that I'd put off because Lola wasn't tall enough. Now she's reached 1.32. I've realised that in Europe there's so much, like it's opened a door for her in Europe. Like in terms of looking at Leesburg, she can ride everything apart from the drop tower and the S&S swing. So I was like, you know, now I'm like really excited to thinking I maybe only have a few chances a year when I didn't have my kids to, you know, go on a trip, that I can now take my kids because they can both experience everything together, but just making it easily accessible because I have got the kids in tow. You know, if I was on my own, I'll sit on a bus or a train for however long, but it
makes sense.
It's aggro with kids, you know, trying to keep them happy.
For anyone that does go to Gothenburg and you want to explore the sites, the cycle network is amazing in Gothenburg. Like, you don't actually have to be on the roads. And it was Voi that we used for the scooters. So much fun. And because you're not having to be on the roads and it is all cycle paths and stuff, they are just so easy to ride. Like I ended up, me and Lev, because I was there for an entire day before everyone got there.
Yeah.
We went and walked like all the way to the old city. And then we were like, oh, there's like a really nice lookout spot near Liseberg, which would have been about a 40-minute walk if we walked back to it. It was 10 minutes on the scooters.
There's literally cycling lanes everywhere. Yeah, like
is there like millions of cyclists? I remember when I went to Amsterdam and I genuinely feared for my life for the amount of cyclists. The amount of times I nearly got taken out by a cyclist was unreal.
It's not too bad.
It's not as insane as I think Amsterdam.
The paths are like, it is cycle area, walking area.
Yeah,
like they are quite separated.
Yeah, I nearly got mowed so many times in Amsterdam. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Did we talk about Underland it?
No, I want to go there
Underland
now.
It. Because
so
I think Claire would have put us all on wanted posters if we hadn't. Like,
no.
If we didn't.
Underland, it was so much fun.
It was
so cute,
fun, right? It was so cool. So they theme up this lift like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. I used to have the lift, and you go down into the underworld, like where all the rabbits are and stuff. But it's cool how they do it. Like it closes up. It's like a proper pre-show. That when you look up, it looks like the shaft's moving either side of you, and things are going past you as you're moving, as it's vibrating the lift. It was really well done.
It was really, really fun.
And then you get into the station. It's all like the theming is like really good theming. It's all clean. It's all working. Everything was working. There's Pepper's Ghost in there. There's a really good Pepper's Ghost. Actually, there's Trommel.
There's a Trommel tunnel.
Yeah,
Trommel was a little bit
disappointing.
Little bit disappointing. It was a really wide Trommel that was quite short.
It was
so the effect wasn't quite as strong as it could be if they had a longer, narrower tunnel.
It was so good. Again,
it was so cute.
There was no narration, so there was no story. No. But what was going on in front of you was amazing how they did it. Like, you had this bad guy like flying through tubes, and air would go off when it like passed between the tubes, and like when there was like a rabbit, there was like a toilet scene, wasn't there?
There was a rabbit in the toilet.
Yeah, and just like
legs sticking out,
legs sticking out the toilet. If it was being flushed down, it was spinning, and it was like there was different smells, and it was really well done. I highly recommend you do it. It was really good. Aaron fucking loved it. Like, obviously he loves his dark rides, and he was like, that was amazing, that was like the best thing. And I was like, because like obviously he's only ridden a certain amount of them, and I think it blew us all away because we just weren't expecting it to be that level of detail. It was like Disney level of detail in there. It was really, really good. It was really good.
I'd never heard of it until people started mentioning it off this.
Mate,
trip.
watch if
So
if you want to watch a POV of it, and you'll see what I mean about the detail in every scene. Every scene paints a picture, and it does it beautifully. And it's adorable. It's a great ride, and it's perfect for like families and kids. And
and then the shop after it is huge.
Yeah, the shop's massive. And they sell like like action figures of all the characters in the ride, and
yeah,
you get like the full group of them. You can get a full pack of them, and different bits of the ride, different scenes, and different stuff. But yeah,
and the ears.
Yeah, the ears. Yep, the ears. We got given the ears actually in Hotel.
I went even
Curios,
there, and I've got ears.
Yeah, I don't know how. There's just ears everywhere, literally. But yeah, it was good. It was really good. I loved it. So let's quickly talk about Luna Park, which we went there to preview. We were some of the first guests to ride Luna, the new Vekoma Junior coaster there. And honestly, I was very impressed with, again, the spike looks fucking huge because of where it is. It looks massive.
So like in your vlog, when you like come out of the escalators and like walk up to the entrance, I did not realize it was that high.
It's huge.
Yeah,
it's
so
fucking massive, man.
The actual spike itself is small, but it's a good 50 feet off of the ground.
Yeah, it's
but
ridiculous.
The base of it, and you're just looking up, and it's insane.
Fucking
That
well
entire area below the spike, because the way they themed it was to kind of be reminiscent of 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Back when Liseberg was a fairground that was set up temporarily. Liseberg was never meant to be an actual theme park. It was a fairground.
I love shit like that. When you know, when it was.
It's what Blackpool should do. Go back to being intentionally old.
And it was just so pretty. Like all the lights at nighttime, the bits that I've seen of it, of the nebulas that all lit up.
It broke on us. We got in the queue and died on a load of enthusiasts.
About to get on.
For ages.
And the nebulas restraints down, they raised up. It started to rotate. The actual tower was turning, and the arms started to go, and then they just stopped. And they were just rotating for a good 10 minutes.
And obviously, us being us, we're like, hey,
that's
see you next week. Bye. Like everyone's exited the queue. But Andreas gave a really nice speech. That's the full speech of that is in the vlog as well. He was talking about how he first opened Atmosphere. It was his first ride that he tested, and he was literally ran there. And well, it wasn't open. It actually broke down. It wasn't working when we were there. That's a shame. Such a shame. But it was a really nice speech. What he said exactly what we've just echoed. Basically, that it's it's to represent the Luna Parks of of Liseberg, what they had, and it's beautifully done. And we saw Luna in its preview, so there was still lighting fixtures missing. There were still little bits, and and there was still pretty much in technical rehearsal. But I was impressed with the ride vehicle. So obviously, like Accelerator and Overcoasters that I've ridden, Rake as well, or Rike, whichever one you say. They are very tight. This had like cutouts for legs in the front. So when I got
it didn't have the shin guards like Rake did.
Just literally sat in, restraint, not a problem. I'm a big guy, and it was just like not a problem. It was so comfy, and I felt like it was really well thought about, that families want to ride with families. So if you've got bigger people in your group, you'll be able to ride with the little ones, because they've actually thought about this, because they've made cutouts in the train purposely for people with bigger thighs and bigger legs, and and where the restraint lands on you as well. It's really well thought out. I was impressed with that, and because of that, you got a good little bit of airtime out the station.
It was a very fun ride. Backwards, not as intense as like other boomerangs, because of the fact that they don't have any way of lifting you up at the end. They are relying solely on a spike and you coming back with the speed.
That's with most of the junior boomerangs, isn't it? Like
most of them.
The only one that I can think of that actually has like any sort of propulsion at the top of it's like end spike is rake, and it
Rake,
don't even
yeah.
use them. It has the
Yeah.
drive tires on
Yeah,
that
yeah.
other spike, and it don't even use them. So like the backwards portion of each junior boomerang is always way slower than the forwards. Like I remember that being the case on Light Explorers at Energylandia as well.
Right.
With Luna, speed you get coming through the station, into that airtime hill after like really good fun airtime, great pop of airtime if you're on the back.
And let me just throw this in, James. You come up literally like halfway up Valkyria's hill. So when you come off, when you come out the station, you're halfway up. That's how high you are. So when you look to the left, you can see all the way down to the bottom of the park. When you look to the right, you can see Gothenburg to the right-hand side, and you can see where the road is. So instantly, you're on a little coaster, but it feels massive because of what your surroundings and what you've got. But yeah,
and yeah, the all the kind of like elements leading up to the spike, a lot of fun, good pops of airtime.
Yeah.
It looks quite a short layout.
It feels longer than it looks. I would say
when you're on the rides, it does feel longer.
Yeah, because I put Jack and Vic's POV up, and as a what I thought it seemed. But then if it's packing a punch for the short layout, then it kind of it doesn't matter.
Yeah. For the spike, definitely want to be on the front. You get off ride, it doesn't look like it goes that high up the spike, but when you're actually on the ride, it feels a lot higher than it is actually going.
Yeah,
it hangs there for a bit as well.
It hangs there, and if you're on the front, then the pop of airtime you get as you're coming back down off of the spike is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just.
I want to say something as well on the way back, because it is slightly, it's a great family coaster, but on the way back, because it is so much slower, it's quite heavily banked. So the tip outs feel.
You get some weird laterals.
Yeah, you get some weird laterals.
Yeah,
go around it.
Theme Park Science did an interview with Vekoma actually at the park, and they were saying that for the forward section, it is underbanked, and for the backwards, it ends up being overbanked, but that does average out across the entire length of it. But yeah, so for the forward section, you do get some lats as well, which it's a comfortable terrain, comfortable restraint, so they aren't painful or anything. They're actually just good fun.
Yeah, it does look like a perfect addition. A nice coaster for everyone that's fun.
Definitely balances out that area as well, because of the fact that you've got the Screaming Swing, Atmosphere, Helix, all on that mountain.
Yeah, so it's something for
it's
the
a
young
good
ones.
kids attraction that on that side of the park, because your other kids attractions are all concentrated in one little spot.
Yeah, it takes people that wouldn't necessarily have gone into that.
Them kid creds,
it's a reason.
Them kid creds are a lot of fun. Shout out to Claire on Rebolda getting the bucket. we avoided the bucket, which was fun.
I saw that. Claire.
We didn't get that. I think they were the only ones on the right.
I did not see that.
I mean, it was Bobby was with it, was he?
So Rebolda has a bucket as you're coming back into the station, which is controlled by the ride up.
Drops it.
And we didn't get it, but yeah, I saw a video of Claire getting absolutely soaked.
Oh god. It's like Tammy. That's at Portaventura. If you've ever ridden that, it was like that. It was very good. It was fun. That little kid's cred outside Underlander. That was a surprise.
Oh yeah, Stamp Barnum or something.
I don't know what it was, but it was
tiny little kid's cred.
Yeah,
had a little airtime hill in the middle of it, and it was
and like quite a tight turn, which actually did adds a little bit of force. I was like, where did that come from? Like, how did they get that? But it just shows you that park is ran by enthusiasts, and it's ran by people who love theme parks and roller coasters, and they understand what a social event means with people when they get out and about, and they really do. They just love it, and the staff there are amazing staff. They're all having a laugh. There's no pushy staff. There's nothing. They're all having a laugh and enjoying the job, and it was just an absolute pleasure to visit that park, and I'm so happy and hyped that I've done it. I just want to go back. I just want to go back and do it. I want like a full week there. Like,
Damn,
it's
just
just
also
so
stupid
good.
flights.
Already looked at hotel prices for going.
Yeah, it's amazing. I want to go back for some of the events as well. I want to go for Halloween because if any of their other scare mazes are like Hotel Gaston, then that's next level for what I've experienced anyway. I'm still not doing Halloween Horror Nights and a few scare attractions in the UK I still haven't done, but for me, I want to go back for Halloween. I want to experience that park in Halloween because they just do everything full on. They don't fuck about. It's like if it's Halloween, it's Halloween. It's Christmas, it's Christmas. You know?
Yeah, I've seen some vlogs from Halloween, and the area around Balder looked mental.
Yeah.
They had like some kind of like zombie outbreak situation going on, and like some of like the sets and stuff, and the ad around there was crazy.
Yeah, it looks insane. I'm just I'm very grateful to ECC and Liseberg for allowing us to do what we did on that trip. It was
I'm gutted I couldn't make it. I was
Ads.
all for going. It was the flights that threw me.
I can beat ads on the price for Gran Curiosa there. I found a date in June, which, if you're staying by yourself in the hotel, was £106.
That's
for the night.
ridiculous. That is so cheap.
Which I agree, it is worth it just for the shower. The shower,
amazing.
Hotel.
But I will say
so
one
good.
thing about the shower though. So we have the
Don't
rainfall
turn it the
shower.
wrong way.
No. Well, yes, don't turn it the wrong way. But because it was a preview event of the hotel, all of the the directionals, the way that the shower sprays out. I turned mine on, it was just fucking off everywhere. So I was just there in the shower, like straightening them up. And eventually I got it, and then it was great. But yeah, like that's a little thing to take home that I fixed the shower in the Gran Curiosa. It was really cool. But the hotel
So
great.
I will say one thing, just off of I lost the comment now. Just a point about just Luna Park and just Liseberg in general, because I've noticed this about Liseberg before Luna Park opened. Just how they maximize, and we've talked about it already, like the sort of traditional feel in how everything is delivered in Liseberg, and how I think they do that traditional amusement park fairground sort of atmosphere and feel better than any other amusement park, I think, from the outside looking in.
From what I've been to, Mikhail, I can say straight up that's what they do.
Apart from perhaps Tivoli, I don't know. I'm talking about parks I've never been to. So, but like,
if you could turn the lights.
that, like that in it, like that in itself, it's like, it was Claire that said it, just about comparing Liseberg and Phantasialand. So, like, if you take the two approaches of, a really charming, just beautiful in its setting amusement park delivery that's like deeply rooted in tradition and its history, versus stupidly well executed, intricate, immersive, I hate that word, but immersive themed areas, which one do you tend to gravitate towards? Because I feel like it's so tough, because again, it's like different approaches to the same level of satisfaction, right? Like it's hard to it's interesting to see like which one you really gravitate towards the most. I feel like I'm kind of inclined to go the theming route.
Yeah, I'd go more towards Fantasia, but with Liseberg, I was just amazed by with the fact that it's in the middle of the city.
Yeah, it's legit in the middle.
I thought it was gonna kind of break some of the immersion of the themed areas that they do have.
Just looks like,
but because of the terrain that's surrounding it, the only time you ever see the rest of the city is when you're up on.
Because you're up on Helix.
Or on Helix. When you're actually in the park, it's just kind of like an enclosed bubble. Really nice.
You feel like you're in the city. Like, we walked around Gothenburg quite a bit, right? We went all over the place, and it
felt like an extension of
every roof was like matching the skyline of Gothenburg behind. We looked at the Gran Curiosa Hotel on level 8 on the rooftop bar. It just looked like it was part of the city, but there was roller coasters in front of it. It was.
While you're talking about the hotel, does the hotel offer a combo ticket with the park, or do you have to do
Not
that
that I have seen. I have not seen anything with park entry included.
I imagine
No,
there
so
might
it's
be at some
separate.
point because they have built a new entryway from the hotel into the park. So I
Yeah.
imagine they're probably going to put something together at some point.
I
Yeah, I
feel
was
like
just
they
wondering
might
whether-
not, however, because of the way that they want to market it. They built a separate entrance, but it might be that because they're wanting to encourage locals to come and stay as well.
Yeah, so it's not just a theme park hotel. It could be.
They want it as kind of just a hotel for that area as well.
Yeah, it's very clever. The slide. We just talk about the slide.
Apparently, there is
the
a
slide.
package in the FAQ.
That'd be good because, again, going back to families, it
me have a
could become very expensive if you wanted to stay at the hotel, and then you have to buy all your park tickets. That's why we don't stay at Alton Towers.
Why everyone
but,
doesn't stay on towers, Emma? It's fucking ridiculous.
But if to offer up some kind of combo ticket at a mildly discounted price, would really persuade me to pay that. What would be that little bit more for accommodation for the experience, knowing that I'm getting a tiny little discount somewhere, on a park ticket or.
What I really liked as well, comparing to Fantasyland, is the new entranceway that they built. When we came out the park on the first night, we came out of the new entryway actually through guest services into the hotel. We came into the bar and restaurant and was in the lobby within like 10 seconds. So it was, and they've built a turnstile there as well. And there's always like someone there, a staff member on that bit. The only difference was on the second night, because obviously the hotel's not open, but on the second night, we went through that door and then through another door. But if you were staying at the hotel and it was an active hotel, I reckon you would have been able to just go straight up. So during the day, if you're on park all day, you've got a chance of just going in and out. Yeah.
It looks like if you want to leave the park, you do have to ask one of the entrance hosts for a stamp.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
And the bit on the FAQs about am I guaranteed a place in the park if I book accommodation with you? Yes. However, it doesn't mention that you're actually having tickets included. It's just
Claire's just put
on the
website
you are guaranteed entry to the park, but doesn't actually mention.
So it doesn't offer you any kind of discount, at least not even necessarily combo ticket. You're not getting percentage off for staying in the hotel.
No,
that'd be the kind of thing that'd sway me to pay that bit extra if I knew I was getting something back somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? Rather than going to a bog standard.
In terms of theme park hotels, though, it's really cheap, and what you get is just quality.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying it's not value for money, but when you have to look at it in a practical sense, of if you're taking 2, 3, 4 kids and somebody else, that
absolutely
it gets expensive. Sometimes as a family you miss out on certain experiences because it is too expensive. So it's sometimes nice to be offered that little incentive, a discount somewhere else.
For sure.
You might be paying that extra bit more, but you're getting something back somewhere.
I think with the addition of Luna and what they've done with Luna Park, I can see a family combo ticket showing up somewhere at some point very soon, I'd imagine, because it's only just been opened. It was open, was it last weekend or a weekend before? It was last weekend. So I think once that hotel gets going and they realize the demand for it, I reckon they'll do that. So I'd just stay tuned for that. I'll just shoot them an email. I'm sure they'd get back to you.
To be fair, for this year at least, I have a free day in Leesburg anyway with my Pleasure Beach pass. But in terms of in the future, when I might not have that pass, it's somewhere that I'd love to stay. But like I say, the price builds up. So
yeah,
it's a nice thing coming from a mature parent's point of view to have those kind of offers in place to draw you in, rather than getting a cheap B&B down the road.
Yeah, definitely. But the thing, even like when we stayed at Gothia Towers, that was stunning. Like the whole, I think you could stay at any hotel in Gothenburg. And it's
so you guys' room in Gothia Towers.
Yeah, right. Okay. I guess you watched the vlog then.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, I mean, like, didn't you? I swear you put a photo of it.
I put loads of photos up. I was like, can't believe I'm here. But, I was just.
No, I was like, I wanted to message Jack Thriller Moments like so bad. I'm just like, dude, let us take 2 cameras in there. The amount of damage we could do on Helix from that viewpoint.
Yeah.
Get some 600 millimeter lenses in there. Like I picked out like 7 different photos in that from that one view alone.
I did all them with my phone.
Gothia Towers is when you book. So if you book the small room, there's no option for this because they are the other side of the hotel from Liseberg.
Which is a completely
They're
different
looking out
experience
towards
as well.
Gothenburg,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is a lovely view. If you stay in just the standard room, there is the option to pay an extra 100 SEK per night
Which is
for a
nothing.
guaranteed view of Liseberg.
Of the park.
That's about, I think, £7. Do
Oh,
it;
God.
it's worth it. £7 to have a
Absolutely, I'll do that.
guaranteed view.
What?
Yeah, so
Skybridge.
Of course I'll do that. I'll do that all day.
and
Well-
level 20, the bridges between the towers.
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
I see. I was
had to
fine
get down
if I
in it.
was focusing on stuff. The only time I felt stomachy was if I was stood on the glass looking directly down. If I was
Mhm.
Yeah, so
focusing on something, I was
the
fine.
ground, so the floor
Oh, there's
is
a
glass
glass
as
floor
well.
as well.
Yes,
There's
there's
a glass
carpet.
floor in the
Ew!
Slavage.
There's a
The whole
carpet
thing's
as
So-
well.
glass.
No, there's a
No,
carpet.
so
Okay.
it used to
Half
be.
of it's
It's
glass.
about halfway along. There's a section which was side to side completely glass, but because people use that bridge to get to the spa, they have
just
put a
never go to the
carpet
spa.
down over half of the glass bit, so you don't have to look at walking over the glass.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, it's high and it moves. It sways. That
I'd
roller
literally
sways.
crawl across that bridge.
I was just sat
Amazing
down
views
watching
from it,
the
though.
testing.
I
'cause
wouldn't know
we
it would
saw.
look.
I've got I think I've got another vlog coming up actually. I think that's included. Did I film? I filmed up there, didn't I? I'm sure I did.
Yeah, I think
that'll be
that's
coming up
as
soon
we
on the
walk around
channel,
the park.
and that's just walking around the park. What you can see of Liseberg off the
Yes.
park.
You've got a Heaven 23 at the top of Tower 1 as well.
Yeah, which is a posh
Which-
barn.
I
We
can't
all
believe
turned
it's
up.
like-
It's very posh though, so
Yeah, we were turning in.
I
We're like,
wouldn't fit in then.
I had a McDonald's milkshake in my hand. We're going up the lift, and it opened, and everyone was in suits. So I was like,
I'd stick out
I-
like a
I
small
do.
bum.
next time I go to Sweden, I do want to try the spa just to get in the bubble pool.
Yeah,
It's off the side of the building.
No.
It's glass sides
Mhm.
and floor, which was quite funny. When the day that I arrived, as we were walking past, there were two people in there intertwined. It looked very dodgy. It looked very dodgy. You could see cheek from the ground.
Intertwined. It's hilarious.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's
Oh,
the best way
yeah.
to ever describe it. They were intertwined.
Intertwined.
They
were
might not have been doing
intermingling
anything,
with
but
each other.
it sure looked like it.
That's
incredible.
cool. That's cool. But yeah, I think that's gonna do. Do you want to talk about Top Thrill dead quick? Just show what's going on.
Yeah.
It has
Yeah,
rebar.
we can.
There you
Yeah.
There it is.
The
Chunky ass rebar.
the
my
section
Kyle.
the sectioned off with the sectioned off area with retaining walls now has very clear steel rebar for concrete footers.
Yeah.
Which
And
I mean, like I can
has also
I
been
can-
backfilled around the retention.
Yeah,
yeah.
it has. And even after this photo was taken, there's another one floating around where there's just like a whole layer of rebar like on the entire area.
Oh wow!
As well. So
Wow.
they are moving with whatever
Yeah.
this is about to be.
So last time to put into perspective, this is what we showed last time, which was that. And
Yeah,
now,
the amount they've backfilled that area.
yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
They got rid of an entire lake.
They've also put the track back in for Iron Dragon as well.
Yes,
the Arrow
yes.
suspended coaster.
Oh, that's in
sin-
now, so it's not in on that one.
Yeah. Since this photo, like the track for Iron Dragon has been put back together. So what that means for construction, or if they just wanted to get Iron Dragon open for opening weekend, which is coming up soon for Cedar Point, I don't know, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to follow.
Definitely, and we'll probably talk on that in more detail next time. But guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. Do subscribe if you haven't, and make sure you follow us on all podcast formats as well. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcast, everywhere you get podcasts from. But yeah, I think that's going to do it. We'll be back hopefully with a full team next week. And yeah,
Thank you for joining us and reminiscing in what for a lot of you was a big trip.
Yeah.
that you were with us on.
That was
It
bonkers.
was crazy seeing everyone.
It was
It was
great
lovely.
to see everyone and to have a drink with everyone as well. It was awesome. But yeah, we'll catch you next week, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Peace.